American listeners, we are proud to announce Missin Curfew has partnered with our friends, the one and only Good Ranchers. Prime time, baby. Get your steaks, get your meats, get your chicken, get your seafood.
I mean, Updog, look at this. It's like the cowboy, the cattleman, New York bundles.
You're flying on their website, aren't you?
Yeah, look
what
at this.
A website.
Organic chickie. I love organic chickie.
So listeners, right now you can get $30 off by locking in your price at goodranchers.com with, yes, the code. What is the code, big fella?
This is awesome. Sorry. Meat curfew. Oh my God.
You've heard it right. The code Meat Curfew. You get the best price possible on American meat delivered. You just can't go to the store and get these kind of products that Good Rancher sells, big fella. Turns out 85% of grass-fed beef sold in stores is imported from overseas anyway. It's low quality. A steakhouse wouldn't even let it in their doors, and your grandma would slap you around if you tried to feed it to her. So, don't buy foreign, cheap, overpriced meat. All of the Good Rancher steaks are USDA graded prime and upper choice.
And I like this, Updog. Good Ranchers takes the guesswork out of the meat aisle. Grocery shopping, and you single guys out there, you don't want to go grocery shopping. Good Ranchers, I got it right here on the fingertips. That's a nice touch for us single guys.
Let's just take a moment and look at the cattleman. 2 T-bones or bone-in strips. You get 5 picanhas, whatever the fuck those are.
Look at the family feast bundle, Updog. There's everything in there.
6 signature steak burgers, 6-ounce top sirloin steaks, 3 New York strips, 10 meals donated to local food banks too. Wow, I mean, come on.
And for your seafood lovers out, they got some prime seafood. But this is exciting for me, Uppy. Thank you for hooking this up. I'm going to be using the promo code Meat Curfew quite often, my man.
Everybody, it's Glen Healy, and you're missing curfew. No, you're listening to Missing Curfew. Although it's not bad to miss curfew either.
I was clean with Petra. I was young and an actress when you knelt by my mattress and asked for my hand. But I was sad you asked it as I laid in a black dress with my father in a casket. I had no plans.
Welcome back to a fresh episode of Missing Curfew. I'm Shane O'Brien.
And I'm Scotty Upshaw.
Getting the first period over, bet in.
Man. Look, we got a little late today.
We got a long day.
It was a long day.
I had to push her back.
Yeah, but big news in the hockey world today, especially for us. Touches home.
Yeah, so I appreciate you moving around the schedule, Binger and Maxie. Thank you for moving it back. Our boy Ryan Getzlaf, Updog. That's it. He's calling her.
Getsy, babe.
I'm happy for him. So he had a press conference. Anyone out there? We're recording on Tuesday. It was at the Honda Center. They invited some of the NHL, the Ducks alumni, the Ducks team. But what Getsy didn't know, Uppy, was that his mom and dad flew down from Saskatchewan. Paige's mom and dad were there. Paige and the 4 kids were there. He just thought he was coming in to talk to the media, in front of the media, the current players, and some of the alumni boys. So he walked in and it was emotional.
Tearjerker.
They stuck me in the second row. I'm like, I want to go sit in the back. The girl's like, no, the alumni has to sit in the second row. I'm like, I'm too big for the second row. She wasn't buying it. So we're in the second row. Me, Bieksa, Bacchus, Solani. Yeah, it was emotional. Getsy tried to hold her together, and then once he started talking about, he started off with Paige and all their ups and downs, and started crying a little bit there, and then mom and dad, and then his mom and dad got up there and talked, and they went through his fucking what he's won. And Cody Leibel, Cody continues to text me. I'll say it here on the podcast. Ryan Getzlaf is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Cody Leibel, C-Note doesn't think he's going to be 1,000 games, over 1,000 points, and what he's won, Uppy, you said it before we came on air, the only thing he hasn't won is a Memorial Cup. I mean, he thanked his teammates. He thanked Corey Perry a lot. It was cool.
Well said, yeah.
It was cool.
You guys have a special bond. You guys had a great team here, a fun team. Yeah. You left the year they won the cup, unfortunately, but they all made you still feel like you were a big part of the team, which you were.
Yeah.
But I always think back at Getsy, man, and I played together. We would do these little camps, but we had the same agent, Jerry Johansson, Steve Kotlowitz, right? Northern Alberta kid. Getsy's from Saskatchewan, played for the Calgary Hitmen. I was a highly touted junior hockey player that got to play in Nashville for my 19-year-old year, and I came back to junior that year, and who do I face off with first match back? Getsy. We told this story before on this podcast, but Getsy had a confidence about him, man. He had this swagger, and it started back then when he had that flow. He had the little blonde tips.
Yeah, the frosted tips.
He was taking a page out of my book.
Yeah, he was.
And then
you had some sick frosted tips.
And then to him, just the path he's taken. He's sent down to the minors. A big reason why Zegras just beat his rookie scoring record. It wasn't.
Oh, your boy Zegras, man.
Hey,
he was there too. He's a beauty.
So Getsy, just a lot of the younger guys I ever play with always wanted to be Ryan Getzlaf. Like they all looked up to him. He was the guy that like the Patrick Kanes and the Jonathan Taves and the Sidney Crosbys. Like those guys they're generational players. They're iconic. They've won championships. Getsy won early. He always had that fire and the desire to be the go-to guy, and he was. Whether it's on the golf course or I worked out with him, for 5-6 years here in Southern California every summer. He put his foot in the water, ready to rock and roll all the time. So. Congrats to him. Yeah. Hell of a career. I hope we get to watch him play one more time.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to keep. Yeah. He's going to try to play the last home game. I don't know how much more than that. And just one thing he said thanks to his brother. So his brother Chris, if our listeners don't know, played in the CFL.
Yeah.
And Getsy got emotional about this. Like he just thanked his brother for being never being like the jealous brother, right? Yeah. Like Ryan Getzlaf winning Olympic gold medals and Stanley Cups and being all-stars in the NHL, and everyone in Canada wanted a piece of Ryan Getzlaf. So he thanked his brother for being supportive and not,
No, I know the feeling.
Ever you know what I mean? Like,
of course.
What's the word I'm looking for? Not looking down at him, but holding it against him, I guess, right?
Yeah, he's supportive, man.
Supportive.
You always you look up to him, and whether it's Getsy's, I think it's Getsy's older brother. Right?
Yeah, I know his name's Chris. But
so anyway, it's I have a brother too, man. Brento is the same way. He's fucking he would he wouldn't trade, the position he's in, in a heartbeat. He's very supportive. And growing up in Canadian families, man, it's competitive. And without your brother like that being a competitive, teammate and friend and brother, you don't have the success that you have, those failures, those ups and downs. And he's, I'm sure he mentions that because he was always probably someone he could lean on, any issues. And so congrats, man.
It was great. The flash was there, Teemu Selanne. Nice.
What's he saying?
Nice tan on him.
I
nice
bet.
Tan on him.
How's his handicap?
He said he only plays a couple times a week now.
Tennis?
I'm like, hey, you're a legend when you're like, I only play a couple times a week now.
A couple times.
It's a couple times a month. Plays a lot of tennis. He just moved out of his house. He's doing great. I mean, the flash is always good. But to the Ducks, that was a cool thing. We will have more on Getzlaf leading into his last game, and hopefully we'll be there, Updog. We're looking into getting a nice sweep.
The Blues.
Yeah, they're
playing Blues last home game.
Playing the Blues. So, Getsy, congratulations. I think Getsy's going to like retirement. I gave him a little hug after. I said,
did you give him a little lay down with the retirement's like?
I gave him a little hug after. I said, fuck, you almost had me crying in the second row there, buddy. I was holding him back. And then I'm like, I got a jam, and you got lots to do here. But I go, listen, you're going to like retirement.
Yeah.
You're going to miss those paychecks, but you're
Stogies,
going to like retirement.
You won't feel guilty for having Baileys and coffee on your way to the rink anymore.
Exactly. So, Updog, real quick in our intro here, Wrestlemania. Jackie, our girl, was looking good. But Stone Cold Steve Austin, I said to the boys.
What was the over-under?
I think I said, boys, we should do a thing with DraftKings. And I said 12 beers. I said we should do something with DraftKings. Loophole said he saw on who knows, Loops, but Loop said he read somewhere, Loop's a big reader, that Stone Cold over the course of 2 days shotgunned 45 beers in the ring. I don't know how many stunners he gave out. I saw it on social media. He was just fucking crushing beers and giving out stunners. It was unbelievable.
How do you even look that up?
I don't know. Maybe either way, it went over my 12 that I thought he was going to do. But I forgot it was 2 days, right?
It's a bender. It's a stone cold bender.
It is. And he gave Vince McMahon the stunner. It was the worst stunner in the history of the sport. But I don't know for you, but for me, wrestling with Stone Cold and Vince McMahon, their rivalry, got me back into wrestling. Like after I kind of grew up and thought, oh, wrestling's stupid, then The Rock, Stone Cold came, then The Rock, and kind of got me back into it.
How's Vince McMahon? Like, how's he looking these days?
Like, just still
Like,
jacked.
is when you get billion, when you're worth 3 B, you still look jacked.
He looks
and
jacked. And he comes in like with that song, "There's no chance in hell." And he just has that Vince McMahon strut.
Good. Is he stumping anyone right now or what?
Does he have a wife?
Yeah, is he?
I don't know
who's he
what's going
thumping?
on. I used to think his daughter, Stephanie McMahon, was hot. Triple H is pounding her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've had a thing, right?
They're
Yeah.
married.
Married.
I always thought
Their
Stephanie
kids got to
McMahon
be
was
just
good looking.
giants.
And Shane O'Mac made it out for an appearance, I believe. I don't know. I didn't watch WrestleMania. I gotta be honest. I didn't watch.
I saw Paul brother get he got the stunner done to him.
Did he?
Yeah, at the end of it, he wasn't ready for it. They did like the double, like, they both had their fight and they went like this together, and then the guy just like kicked him in the back of the legs and boom, stunnered him. See you later.
I guess who stole the show too? You guys don't know Pat McAfee? I guess he stole the show.
Yeah, Pat McAfee.
And he had the wife beater on, which I figured he would.
Flipped 2 off one of the ropes as well.
He went right up to the top cheese, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jimmy
So,
Superfly?
he went Superfly snooker style, bro.
Good for him. Good for him.
So it's too bad we didn't do a DraftKings boost on the old over-under on Stone Cold.
I know.
45
I
beers
know.
is the rumor. So Stone Cold, good on you. WrestleMania. Moving on to something that's more up our Masters Week. You got your lid on.
Oh.
What a lid.
How about this?
Is that right from the course? It's got it.
This is from the track.
It looks like it might be from like the caddy stand or something.
I think our boy Lupo gave me this. When him and Krager went.
That's
Yeah.
a nice hat.
Caddyshack style, right? Yeah.
That's just legit.
Yeah, I got the Good Life tarp on today with the green, and I got the green Nike Jordans, and fuck it, I thought I'd wear the hat. I brought the golf bag in. Fuck,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Masters Week.
I
bud.
got that same golf. Shout out to Casey, our boy Casey, hooked us up with the 2019 bag that all the TaylorMade guys use.
Benner's checking out my kicks.
Yeah. This is the best week of the year. I'm too busy, man. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna complain. I'm sorry, listeners. Masters Week for me, I used to
Yeah,
do. I
can
used
we
to do
shut this
nothing. I used
down?
to do nothing but watch Masters. Now I'm fucking doing radio shows. I'm running to press conferences. I'm coming in
I'm
here.
fucking whacking off.
Flowers has got to do a segment he wants to do. I got to do NHL on Thursday. I'm gonna miss the opening round. What the hell, Binger?
Hey, let's have a day.
What the hell?
Let's have a day, Opes, because I got full dad duty.
When Thursday?
No, just for the next week. Christina's in New York.
Oh wow.
She's got 2 baby showers. She left today. So, I got the sitter.
Izzy's first
I
Masters.
get the new pad. Get the fucking pool out there. Let's have a little Masters Day over there. We'll
I'm
drink
gonna
green beers.
I'm gonna have a nice Masters weekend.
Yeah.
Starting Thursday at 4:00 our time, 3:00.
I can't wait to hear Jim Nance.
Oh, hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
Sorry for my rant, listeners. Binger, Maxie, sorry I didn't mean to take it out on you guys.
That's okay.
Masters week is my favorite week.
Binger calls the shots around here, all right?
How do you think Binger feels when the fucking U.S. Open surf comp's going on?
Or opening day.
Or opening day, Dodger Stadium.
We got we have an in-studio guest coming next week, by the way. I'll tease it a little bit to kind of tee up the opening day. No, it's not a Dodger, don't worry. Like, he thought it was Belly or somebody, but we will have a
Hall of Famer.
I don't know. There's Hall of Famer in our books. Hall of
Yeah.
Famer in our books. So,
100%.
Up Dog, I love Masters Week. Tiger. Did you see the gallery? Him, our boy Freddie, and Justin Thomas played a practice round. Loop sent me the picture. It looked like Sunday of like the back nine. It was insane.
I saw him making putts this morning. I did have it on. I woke up early today, 6:15, made coffee, went around the block in the new neighborhood. I came back in. I flipped on live at the Masters. He was on the putting green, looking mint. White
looks
shoes
good.
on, fucking blue, nice navy blue tarp. You would like that. And
I do like that.
he was making some putts, and the crowd behind him were going nuts,
Right.
like making putts on the putting green. And they were
Like 4 footers.
like 4 footers. They were losing it. It was
Good
great.
putt, Tiger.
It felt like the Ryder Cup a bit.
Yeah.
But it's Masters.
I mean, that gallery on a Monday.
You can't run on Augusta.
No problem.
You can't run.
You'd be fucked.
I'm fucked.
He'd be punted. Hey, remember when he ran across the fairway in Scottsdale? Holy-
Throwing golf balls on the green.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure would be punted nowadays. When you ran across that 10 fairway after we shot, I have that vision in my mind forever.
So to the listeners, there's a few rules at Augusta National when you watch the Masters that you have to abide by. One is obey where someone lays their chair. You cannot touch the chair for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
At the end of the
That's
day,
good,
the chair needs to be picked up and brought away. Now, that's why there's no running, because 6:30, 6 a.m., whenever those gates open, it's a speed walk contest. Like, legit, it's like the Olympic speed walkers.
Such a great event, by the way.
And they got their chair in their back. And they get to the favorite spot of the course that they want to put their chair. As soon as they lay it down, business card in the back, or you write something on it, that's your chair for the rest of the day. So where do you think you would drop your chair?
Great question. Right near the pisser. What's the closest?
Well, there's a few pissers out there.
There better be lots of pissers. Because if not,
there's well-planted concessions there.
Because if I chirp you about get kicked out, I'd be kicked out for urinating on Augusta National because I can't hold them after I have a couple beers. Like it's on.
It's $1 Sandos.
I saw the picture.
$2 beers.
I actually wanted to send that to you. I forgot.
$2 hot dogs.
See,
How many dogs?
I'm so busy, Binger. I forgot to send my fucking co-host a fucking picture right here. Oh no, I'm sorry, but I saw that too. I wanted to send you the champions dinner that Hideki Matsuyama's gonna have.
Sushi. It's gotta be sushi.
You're gonna like this menu. I thought about you. But you're
Crispy
right.
rice, spicy too.
Inflation has not hit Augusta National. A pimento sandwich, $1.50.
I know.
I'd eat 10 of them. And then be
What's
running.
pimento anyway?
Binger, what's pimento? Do you know what pimento is, Binger?
I think it's a ham.
Remember Graham
I think it's
Dillette?
a cheese.
Is it a cheese?
Pimento cheese.
Remember Graham Dillette was talking about all the egg sandwiches he's banged down and then he had to get back. Imagine just farting egg salad.
Oh, your poor caddy. And then the person following you with the microphone's like, God, this guy stinks.
Guy just firing egg salad sandwiches at the boys. So Hideki Matsuyama, up dog. I thought you'd like this, right? Oh, stand by. Appetizer, assorted sushi, sashimi, nigiri, and chicken skewers.
Oh,
That's nice.
I don't mind chicken skewer.
You don't mind a nice little sushi sashimi nigiri either. You like that.
Damn right.
Ready?
Yep.
Miso glazed black cod.
That's a tasty one at Nobu Nobu.
And then the old Wagyu steak.
The old Wagyu.
And then just to top it off, the Japanese strawberry shortcake.
Huh.
Because I thought there was a little pressure on him being the first Japanese player to win it. Like,
good point.
Everyone loves sushi now, but like back in the day, if you were going to bring sushi in there, they'd be like, "What in the fuck's going on?"
Yeah.
That's a nice meal. The boys are staying light too.
I'd be surprised if it was the first ever time someone's brought sushi in. Maybe like
I don't know. He's the first Japanese player to win it, but
Totally. But no, I agree.
how much sake do you think they're drinking in there tonight?
Been a lot of fried chicken in there. Why do you laugh? No, legit. I think they always go with like the potatoes, the gravy, like the Southern cooked fucking meal. I don't know.
Well, I think
always see that on the menu when I see the Champions Dinner.
You may be right. Because it's a traditional Southern dish.
Yeah.
Right.
You're a funny fucker.
Up dog. Also, 30th anniversary. Freddie Couples.
30 years?
30 years.
Whew.
Freddie.
A lot of
He
thumping.
said, I caught an interview of him today. I was watching the Masters when I woke up this morning. About 7 minutes of it I caught live at the Masters. He said, obviously he's had a bad back. He said, it's going to be tough for me to play this year, but I always love coming here. They talked about Tiger, but what a win. Remember the ball laid right on 12?
Yeah.
It was meant for Freddie. It was meant for him.
He's still got good hair.
Great hair. Good swing, too.
I always loved him as a young kid. I used the club's links after
Because of him.
Because of him. So thank you, Freddie. Thanks. What you've done for golf and what you've done for the boys at Big Canyon.
Yeah. 30
Can't
years.
thank you
92. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, up dog, I'll let you go first. Your Masters pick presented by DraftKings.
I like Mr. O'Brien. I like Scotty Scheffler.
He's the man
Just
right now.
because he's so hot right now. He's so handsome.
It's crazy, man. It's so good. Talk about good pick. Talk about how big of one win can get you, right? Like, we didn't stay for the weekend, but he won Waste Management, then wins Bay Hill, then wins the World Golf Championship match play. Like, yeah, it'd be a great pick. I mean, it's my point.
It has to. I mean, if he's
to
not
get that one win, it's just
100%.
it's opened the floodgates.
Go for it. You get to pick one too.
Listen, I'm going with them. I put this pick in a while ago. I don't know. I had a nice buzz going one night, and I was on my DraftKings, and I got him for $1,000 to win $10,000. I got John Rahm. John Rahm, who this morning I also caught him. They asked him about Tiger and if he helps out him at all. And he said the only guy on tour Tiger helps out is Justin Thomas, and he took a kind of shot at Tiger. So I think maybe John's saying, "Listen, I'm going to ruin Tiger's little." You know, I know he respects him, but I'm going to ruin the homecoming here. And I got John Rahm. John Rahm. I don't know.
I don't mind that.
We're going to do a Masters pool, though, right?
This kid, we are.
Okay.
I'm on it. Coming off a Players Championship, Cameron Smith, baby.
This guy's a stud. He loves
He's a
Augusta,
stud.
too.
To
It's
me, he
another
looks
great
like
pick.
he's in clutch, like fucking just could be the best player in those little clutch situations. So for me, this guy buckles down, finds a way to get it done.
That's another great pick.
Cameron Smith.
Yeah.
We need to throw it like a dark horse, though.
Dark horse? Ooh, wow.
Get your rear end ready.
I got to go the old
Get your
Hold on.
rear end.
Masters. Here we go. Little dark horse. You want a little long shot here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, while we're looking, do you think Tiger actually has a chance to
Fuck
like
yeah. Are you nuts?
Yeah. Listen, I always take Freddie to make the cut. I don't think I'm going to take him this year. His back is mangled. Stuart Hagestad. Shout out to Stuart Hagestad, member of Big Canyon, playing Augusta. Right there. There he is.
Playing it again as an amateur.
As an amateur.
He won it 1 year as an amateur. He's got the green jacket.
Did he? Was
He's
he
got the green jacket.
Was he the low
He's
am?
the low am.
Wow. Okay, Ups. How long of a shot are we going here? Or just like
Give me
kinda-
one down the list, baby. Fred Couples is plus 100,000 to win.
Wow.
His back's got to be jammed up.
His back is jammed up. I'm going to go.
Max Home is plus 8,000.
Wow. What's Justin Rose?
Justin Rose is plus 6,500.
Yeah, that's my long shot. Justin Rose.
How about Sergio?
Sergio's already
Always
won
there.
one. Already won
Always
one.
there. I got Sergio.
Okay. Masters week. I love it. We're going to do a little pool here. Up dog, just to finish off our intro, shout out to our girl Shannon at DraftKings. She was hanging out at the headquarters in Boston. I know it's far from us, but we got to get in there. And this place looks
awesome.
sick. National League.
I mean, they got their full team in there.
It looks
Just
awesome.
making things happen. DraftKings taking over the world.
They're everywhere, baby. But their headquarters look like, I mean, you're a good interior designer. It looked like, like they had good flow in there, good everything. Looked like a good place to
I wonder if they get the kombucha and the beer and the fucking frozen yogurt. I wonder if they got all that.
They must.
Huh?
I got beer for sure. It's Boston.
Oh, they love drinking beer. Yeah, the hell with the kombucha.
We should
We're in
maybe
Boston.
go there and do a podcast from the DraftKings headquarters. Just a thought.
I think that's a great thought.
Right.
Let's go in there and just throw bets around.
Dust it off.
Really show
Maybe the
Boston
Bruins,
what
maybe the
we're all
Bruins
about.
go on a little run and we can, maybe the
Yeah,
Bruins.
fellow tour stopping in a few places. Why not Boston?
I got to rest up for the fellow tour. Binger, you're going to rest up, buddy. Maxie, rest up. Up dog's already ready. Look at
Yeah, I am fired up.
He's got his playoff beard ready to rock here. So,
Thanks for noticing. The first time you mentioned my beard.
yeah. Is that just a moving day beard? Because I
It's
had
fucking
a
going.
moving week beard too.
Oh yeah.
I went for a drink with somebody on Thursday night, and they're like, "What, are you growing a beard?" So, buddy, I've been moving for 5 days here. Like, I don't have enough time to take a leak. Little won't
There were
shave.
times I didn't check my phone for 12 straight hours. I was just tearing
Now, that's impressive.
tearing box. Yeah.
I would have liked to seen that.
Like someone would call me, Christina would call me and put Izzy on. I'd say, "Hi, Izzy. I miss you. I love you." Okay, see you later. That's it. And then I'd just go back into doing what I was doing.
Yeah,
But now it's all dialed. I'm set.
No, you're one of the best at getting places down. There's no denying it. When
Just
you go,
had to fucking get it done.
when you go full up dog, which by the way, I text you this. Maybe it was 12 hours when you were because you didn't get back to me, but you need a full up dog shirt. We need to get one of those made. People comment on our social media too about being full up dog. So I think we're missing out, or you are missing out on a
Like a fucking dog like this?
I don't know. You got to design it. It's up to you. But a
Horny
full,
dog.
Like
It's gotta be a horny dog.
Don't ever go full up dog or
With the
something.
lipstick
like
out.
that. Yeah. So, DraftKings, we're waiting for our invite to the headquarters. That was our little intro that I love doing with you, Uppy. It's actually probably my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, the intros are
I love the intro. So, some sad news here. It's the 4-year anniversary, April 6th, of the Humboldt Broncos bus crash. I just remember seeing when this actually happened, and like it hit everybody so hard because we've all been on that bus, right? I've been laying on the seat, underneath the seat with the old dirty box of pizza, trying to get some sleep on you play in the dub, it's even harder. And as a kid, you don't ever think the bus is gonna get hit. You just, I don't know, you feel safe because you're with your boys and your team, and so it's crazy. It's been 4 years up. That was a tragic day.
Yeah, that touches home to every kid that's ever played hockey, every parent that's ever let his kid go on a bus to go travel, and you say goodbye to your kid. And in this case, we're reminded that life is precious and that hockey is a worldwide community. That I think the outpouring of love and care from what this happened changed everyone's persona on
Yeah.
the game of hockey. And this touched people everywhere around the world. And, to see the videos now, the one, that young man who is still doing rehab, still trying to get back together. He's kicking the soccer ball.
It made me
yeah, it's
emotional.
like it's crazy. But you just said it. I spent hours and hours and hours, days on a bus. And that just, in a split second can change the course of, families' lives. And we're thinking about them all, and we, like our friends here and our family at Missin Curfew, big supporters and big hearts here. So we were thinking about everyone.
And obviously this drops on April 7th, and right there on the sheet up, dog, you're a better reader than us. April 7th is Green Shirt Day. Just jump into that.
April 7th is Green Shirt Day in honor of crash victim Logan Boulet. This day is created to honor, remember, and recognize all the victims and families of that fatal crash, and to continue Logan's legacy by inspiring Canadians to talk to their families and register as organ donors.
On April 7th, people in Canada and across the world wear green to remember the humble Broncos bus tragedy, and like Uppy said, in honor of Logan Bullet. So
you wear green this weekend for the Masters,
I'll wear green.
And wear it for Logan.
Absolutely. Logan and his family, everybody on that bus. It was such a sad day. And Uppy, I saw that same video. So to that kid, I wish I knew his name off the top of my head here. I don't. I apologize for that. But keep working, man. It's inspiring to see him kicking that ball like you said, Uppy. So sad news there, Up Dog. We'll be wearing our green on April 7th. And everyone, to the families out there, I'm sure it still hurts. We lost one of our teammates here, Missin Curfew. So we're with you guys. Up Dog, transition is something that they had Big Ben night in Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger brought his kids.
Uncle Ben's.
They were sitting down by the glass, and you know how the guys in warm-up hit into them and stuff like that? And you could see even Ben, guy's a quarterback in the NFL, he jumped back. It was pretty cool just to honor a guy that's a different sport, but had been in that city forever. I just thought that was cool. It's something that I think hockey and NHL should do. Reach out to other sports. Bring these guys in.
Legends.
Speaking of legends in the Pittsburgh community, Sidney Crosby, 17 straight seasons with a point-a-game player. Now up, dog.
What?
17 straight seasons with
Holy
a point
shit,
a game. Point a game. He tied Gordie with 17 straight seasons, and only Wayne, 99, your boy, has 19 straight seasons with a point per game. Think about that.
I'm trying to, but has he never been hurt?
Point per game.
Per game.
However many games you
right.
play in that season.
Yeah,
and I thought,
fucking way over my head.
No. I thought the same thing too. I'm like, dude, the guy was hurt. How did he get 80 points? Well, he didn't play the games. I'll be a dumb fuck. So I'm with you. But points per game, the games he played in.
He's a goat.
That's crazy, man.
He's one of them.
Crazy.
He's in the goat farm.
He's in the goat farm.
He's there just fucking eating away. He's got the horns and fucking goats.
He's the highest paid player to ever play hockey too. Remember we talked about that months ago now.
Yeah.
In the summertime.
Yeah, after you saw him.
Highest paid
did you remind
player.
him that he's made the most money ever?
Yeah.
It's spectacular yet not surprising to me.
Yeah.
It's a great stat though.
That's a great stat. I'm sure, I don't know Sid that well. I got to know him a little bit. But I wonder if that's one where he sits at home and be like, fuck, that's pretty good. You know, point a game for 17
Get a
straight
little half
seasons.
chub thinking about that stat for you.
I'm interested to see too. It looking like it's going to be Pittsburgh, New York. It's going to be great.
I
It's
know.
gonna be a
By the
great
way,
series. I'm
do
ready
we
for
have this
playoff
in the
hockey.
rundown to talk about maybe how sick these matchups are going to be right now?
We're going to get there.
It's going to be epic.
It's going to be epic. I'm
I
ready
can't
for
wait.
playoffs now.
It might be the Sunrise Fuckfest in the first round again.
I know. I'm trying to stay focused on the last 10 games here. I got to be honest with you guys. I don't care about the last 10 games.
No one does.
Unless I got the first period overs. I'm ready for playoff hockey. It's time. Let's go.
I agree.
Pitt, New York. I think the Penguins got maybe one more run in, and we'll see what happens with Jari. But Sid, up dog, that is to me blew my mind. And you talk about the Sunshine Fuckfest. The GMs were down there. I don't know if the GMs. I don't know if there's any guys out there.
Ever since Bergevin left, no one's doing the thumping.
Yeah, Bergie was doing some thumping for sure.
Although he's in the back office in LA, isn't he?
I don't know what
I think Rob
Bergie's
Blake
doing.
brought him in. Yeah.
Nah, Bergie is with LA.
Yeah.
We gotta have Bergie on and ask him why he threw us under the bus that one time.
I know why.
Okay, well, should we talk about it? First of all, I wanted to ask you this question. Are the GMs getting pinned down there?
They are getting pinned.
Some of the best trades you could do in the future is, hey, remember Uppy with me and you got shit-faced in Florida?
Yeah.
And you said you're going to give me Austin Mathews, or not Austin Mathews, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's an old boys club there.
Like, fuck, did I say that? He's like, yeah, I got it right here.
I'm sure they pull out the Rolodex when they get down there, huh? Hey, what was that Mathews' name?
Yeah, they got all the, and they're so old school, they got it like literally in a black book. Right?
Yeah.
What's that? What was that girl's name?
Class acts,
Where is she from? Jupiter? Maybe. How far is Jupiter?
West Palm. No, it was
Hey, boys, how far are we from West Palm here, boys? I know this girl, Rachel, back in the day. There, maybe she could come.
Miami. They had to have been Miami.
I think they get pinned. I think if you're a GM, you want to, especially if it's like a young GM.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, hey, Kyle Dubas. If you're like, I know Berkey's not a GM anymore, he's a president. But who's an old GM that's out there right now?
I can't
Don
see
Waddell.
Does Dubas drink?
That's why you get him. Say, hey, come with me, kid.
Get him pinned.
Get him pinned. Pick his brain.
Who gets more pinned,
They'll be
Max,
like,
Max or Dubas?
It'll be like, if you lose the first round, you got to trade Nylander? Okay, I'll make you. I'll remember that and get him. You know, so.
Get him on camera.
11 new GMs since the last meetings in 2022. Or
11 new ones. About time.
Since 2020.
That's
crazy.
good. What do you think about that? I like it.
I like the turnover.
Turn it over. Let
Turn it
the
over.
kids play.
Up dog, we talk about the cap a lot here. I hate
Salary
the
cap?
I hate the cap. It's going up a whopping $1 million.
That's inflation.
82 and a half bananas next year. 1 million. That's like one contract.
Yeah, I think, there's some guys getting paid $1 million a goal out there. Getsy.
Getsy's done. Getsy's on our side now. Come on over, Getsy. We'll take it, baby.
Does he want a seat at the table? Maybe we give him a seat at this table.
I would give him. Remember fucking when Connolly gave him my seat? Remember?
Yeah.
I'm like, Colin, you gave Getsy my seat. He's like, it's Getzlaf. I'm like, it's me and Uppy's podcast.
He's
You can't
still
give
got the Getsy jersey on the wall up there at this new office. I saw.
Yeah. He texted me that Getsy spelt myth wrong.
He spelt myth?
He's like, the man, the myth, the legend, Kevin Connolly. He's like, I think Getsy spelt myth wrong on the jersey. I said, give him a break. He's from Regina, for God's sakes. How do you spell myth? M-Y-T-H-E? Is that right? No, M-Y-T-H.
Getsy didn't spell it wrong. Maybe he did. Maybe he
I
spelled it like Conn
I
Smythe.
got the picture here. Bud.
Maybe
I got
you,
the picture here. I'm sure Getsy doesn't
if you
care.
put an S in the front and an E at the back, it's Smythe.
He spelled it how I did. M-Y-T-H-E.
Yeah,
He
so
said Con's the man, the myth. But anyways, Con's take it easy on Getsy.
The Mithy.
The Mithy.
You're the Mithy.
Listen up, dog. They talk. Ken Holland was the guy, the salary cap in the playoffs. We saw last year with Kucherov. After they won, I think they had a T-shirt that said, $18 million over the cap or something. Anyways, the league's talking about it. You think the salary cap should continue in the playoffs?
No, I don't. I think it should be the same. And I think if
no
do
cap.
go over,
Yeah.
if you do go over it, just pay the luxury tax.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I wish they just had a luxury tax in general.
Just get some more
Because,
money involved.
I mean, okay, so
You know?
let's say, how's the cap really keeping what? It's supposed to be an even playing field. Well, we already know our 8 teams in the Eastern Conference.
Or you give up a draft pick.
Is the salary
Or you
cap?
give up a draft pick.
Is the salary cap really working that well? We have our 8 teams. Wow, Tampa slid down to 4th in the Atlantic.
Yeah, saw that.
Holy shit. Come on, Coop.
They're in the second
Right now, they would play
Florida.
the Carolina Hurricanes.
Ah, gotcha.
Wow, that'd be a good series. Uppy, I'm starting to get worried that our Sunshine State Fuckfest is going to get fucked up. I think the Leafs are going to do something to mess everything up here. I don't know.
That's early thinking.
Right now, we got Toronto-Boston. What a series. There's our chance to go to DraftKings headquarters.
Toronto-Boston.
Toronto-Boston.
Double whammy.
Florida, Washington, New York, Rangers, Pitt, Carolina, Tampa, if it ended today. But, I mean, Tampa's 2 points behind those guys. I'm with you on the salary cap. I think it's a joke to begin with. I'm just saying we got our 8 teams.
Yeah.
How's the cap helping that?
Doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Move on. Some other news that came over there that kind of got me horned up a bit. 2024 World Cup discussion. Back. No Team Europe. No Team North America.
young guns.
Just countries. Let's fucking rock. We need a World Cup. And we need it to mean something.
100%.
Mean
Make
something.
it every year. Get the sick mug again.
Let's go. Yeah. Mean something.
Because cash doesn't matter.
No,
They don't care.
They got all these guys that got enough cash.
Maybe throw like I don't know, something fun. Augusta. They all get to play Augusta.
Fuck.
That'd be pretty good to play for.
Yeah, that would be great to play for. Except for the Europeans that are like, what's Augusta? But who cares?
They all know.
They all know.
What else could they play for, Obes?
I don't know. I just want, like, I guess it just needs to mean more to the players. I think getting rid of Team North America and Team Europe will help with that. I think if it's countries, 8 countries playing against each other, they're going to be itching because they didn't get to play in the Olympics. I think the NHL and if it's International Hockey Federation, this could be the World Cup that sets up the next 20 World Cups. Like it could be the start of something good in my opinion.
What a driver for the game.
That's what I mean.
Worldwide, and we need expansion.
We need expansion.
Especially after no Olympics this year. It was like, really, are we spreading our game? Are we sharing it with the world? Are we showcasing all these best, athletes we have? But somehow the World Cup needs to be the sick trophy and something that these guys train for, ready to go.
It's saying teams will have playing games and tourney would be held mid-season. Mid-season.
Fuck, that's how you get him in the tip-top shape, though.
Yeah, that's how you get him in tip-top shape. Wow.
So mid-season. So just do a fucking week tournament. That's genius.
Yeah.
Because the Olympics is bullshit because you got to send them over there and it's the time change.
Yeah.
And the NHL doesn't make any money from it. So if the NHL gets cut in to the World Cup, the owners all get a little fucking cheddar that
and the players do.
And the players do.
Yeah. Do players you have to play in the World Cup, or would that be spread along the whole NHL players? I wonder.
Well, when I didn't play in the World Cup, I got a check for the fact that these guys went to the World Cup.
There you go. So everybody gets a piece of it.
That was the way that first one went. Everyone got a piece. Now the winners got more. Second place got more.
Yeah.
But every NHLer got like $4,000.
Wow.
Something like that.
It's a night out in Hollywood for you back in the day.
Yeah.
Half a night out, maybe. Anyways, GM meetings. I bet you they get pinned down there. I don't care what they say. They're getting pinned down the elbow room there in Fort Lauderdale. I got pinned a few nights in there. Up dog. Keith Yandle, uppy. Go ahead, man. 989 games straight, 11 away from 1,000. You played a lot of games on the show yourself, over 700. How does this sit with the up dog?
Yeah, what a tee up. Listen, I played in Philly. I played at a point in my career where I was getting old, and at times, you're getting sat out. Yeah. Sucks playing on shitty teams. It's never cool when you're losing and you guys were, dealing with injuries all year. Not performing the way you can. You can't score. You're getting outbeat. Now you got young players, and this always happens on shitty teams. All these are the teams, some fucking jerkhead up top wants to bring the young kid that he drafted and showcase him. And there's 12 games left, and you're not going to sit out 4 of your best guys. So who are you going to take out? Now, this is tough. This is bitter. This is just like, fuck, really? Would Ed Snyder, the owner of the Philadelphia Flyers, the late Ed Snyder, who actually treated, if that's a word, treated.
Yeah, treated is.
Every player on his team like it was his son.
I know. All you guys say that same thing about him.
Every time you come into the game, win, lose, you're bloodied up, he'd look at you, he'd shake your hand. Thank you for being on his team. Thank you for fucking, wearing the jersey. If you try, if you played hard. Now,
how great is that?
Does Yandle, are they questioning his work ethic? I haven't watched enough of the games.
I think from what they're saying is
this Mike Yeo?
We got some young guys.
I don't give a fuck about the young guys.
That's what they're saying. We got some young guys. We got to see what they got.
You got fucking 12 games left, all right?
And
I'm fucking 12 away from playing in 1,000. All you fucking idiots out there. You never done that in your life.
I think if they would have went to the other veteran defenseman and said, hey, listen, we got to get these young guys in. We don't want to scratch the ends. You guys are going to do a rotation. If I was on the Flyers on a bad team, I'd say, I'll sit out the next fucking 3. Let the ends. Like, what are we doing to the ends here?
What are we doing?
Like, I'll sit out games. I don't have an Iron Man streak. You scratched me 2 weeks ago, I'll sit out. Right? Like, whatever guys have been in and out of that lineup, I don't know if I'm dreaming.
Was it Fletcher or was it Mike Yeo?
I don't really know.
It can't be Mike Yeo. I played for Mike Yeo. He wouldn't have done this.
No.
And if he did, shame on him.
It's probably management then.
But is it ownership? It's probably ownership.
Yeah.
This has got to be way above the management's call, I think. The guy's almost 1,000 games in a row.
Yeah.
Good guy.
I wonder if Jan's a little bit. It's like glad it's over a little bit.
Oh fuck! I wouldn't even show up to the rink.
If you would, I think if he would have got to 1,000, he probably would have said, you know what, I'm done. 1,000 straight.
100%, and everyone kind of probably knows that.
Yeah. Let him play
Right?
1,000. Let him play 1,000. Anyways, Yans, you handled it like a pro.
Did you though?
I
I
think
would have I would have started a war.
Yeah, he was a pro about it.
I didn't see any of the other guys' interviews. Is there anything good?
I didn't see anything either.
Like if I was his teammate, if I was fucking, well, they got.
You
rid
know
of their
what?
captain.
Kevin Hayes came to bat for him. I know Kevin had a few things to say.
Yeah.
But it's over. And Phil the Thrill, every strength coach out there is losing sleep over it. That Phil the Thrill is going to be the Iron Man.
He is the Iron Man.
He will be. Well, no, he's still got to pass Jans, but he will get.
But like he's the current now.
Yeah, he's the current.
He
Phil
is the
Thrill.
Iron Man.
Eating hot dogs, drinking Diet Cokes. I love it. I love it. So, Jans, keep your head up. What a run, buddy. It's remarkable to play that many straight. Updog, Arizona Coyotes, Anaheim Ducks. First of all, Clayton Keller. Wow.
I
You told me
sent him
about
a
this.
text. I
Jesus,
sent
was
him a
that
message.
scary, man. The game's getting too fast.
Yeah.
I've said
in
it
and
for
around
you.
the net right
People
there. That's
are
a
gonna
tough.
get in. Like, this kid was flying. Yikes.
Sucks, man.
So,
The boards, they haven't fixed the game. The game's sped up. They haven't fucking fixed the way the boards are.
exactly. Like, anyways, it was scary. After you said it to me, I went and looked at it. I was like, wow, that could have been.
He seems up in spirits, though. I sent him a message. He, and he came out with the comment the next day, and that he's recovering, hopes to be back for the start of the season. I wish him the best. I mean, I've been hurt. Listen, body heals. A lot of hard work is going to go into him being back to where he was, but I think he can do it. Young kid, a lot of hockey left in him. So we wish him the best here in Missin Curfew.
Yeah. God, slow down out there, guys. I wish they just let them hook and hold a little bit.
Let me just fucking tug
Let
you.
them hook and hold, but be careful. That was scary. So all the best to Clayton Keller. Big news up. Everyone's talking about it. Beagle and Terry. Your boy Zegras, he's a beauty. I just saw this kid today. He's a beauty. Tarp off, driving in a sick car. He's a beauty. I love him. I love everything about him. He's done the Michigan move 3 times. It's almost like he's wearing it out.
3 times.
He needs a new move. But how sick he is at it, it's insane how good he is at it.
It's nuts.
I will say
Kid
this
is
about
nasty.
I will say this to the Arizona Coyotes. Where the fuck were the defensemen? Him and Sonny Milano was standing on the post with nobody around.
Yeah.
The goalie was in the corner. No wonder you guys are in last place. But that happens. There's a loose puck. Your boy Zegras goes in, chips at it. Beagle cross-checks him. Terry comes in. The rest is history. What were your thoughts when you saw it?
My initial thoughts was, what the fuck? 5-0. Both your teams stink.
Let's just go to Old Town and have a time.
I don't know. Like, does he hate? Does he not? Does he despise Zegras? Like, if I'm playing in that game, I probably am trying to just see, what Zegras wants to do after the match. Like, hey, what are you doing after the match?
You're
Coming
like,
to Old
you
Town?
got a young girls lined up.
Yeah. What do you got? This is a case of like, is there hatred amongst two guys? Like, hockey's built on, energy and fucking fuck you and just, war, right? But this isn't war. This is fucking 2 shitty teams just fucking waiting till the clocks to die out so they can go to Old Town.
Yeah. Run the clock.
Run the clock.
Run the clock.
No whistles. So listen, I seen it. I sent a little. I commented on our Instagram when I saw it because I didn't see a poke. I saw like a fucking loose puck and then the goalie and a little poke, but I didn't see it's like now it's fucking time to fight late in the game, 5-0 game. Now I understand you come into a scrum, Obes, and I understand this. I was going into scrums, but you go in and if you're gonna fucking engage with someone, you better be prepared to either get punched or punch. And as Robert Tuzo's old man, fucking Oscar would say, throw first and ask questions later.
Exactly.
Always.
So did Pat. You could throw Patty O'Brien in there. That's what my dad told me when I started fighting.
Yeah, throw
That's it.
fucking first, ask questions later. But this was a case of just throwing, I think, way too many punches and not asking a question.
Yeah.
And Troy Terry, like this is going to toughen him up, I hope.
Yeah, it's going to toughen him up because this black guy, I saw him today too. That's a good shiner.
It's the size of your fucking headphone.
Yeah, it is. It's the size of my headphone.
It's like this.
That's exactly what it is.
He's like this.
It's his whole eye. That's
Is it
perfect.
that big?
It's that big. And I'm not even
Do
exaggerating.
you think he can sleep on the side of his face?
I mean, it was not very swollen. Like he could see fine, but it was black like that.
Does
all
it
the
got
way
the
around.
red in the eye yet?
Oh, it's purple. It's a great black eye. It's one of the best black
gonna
guys.
suck.
It's one of the best black guys I've ever seen.
So he's going to want to be wearing these. Here you go, Troy.
Yeah, put the shades on.
He'll be like
I used to
this.
see him walking his dog with his girlfriend at CDM all the time. But This is what I'm going to say about it. I don't think Jay Beagle's a bad guy. He won a Stanley Cup. He got knocked out cold by Aaron Asham early in his career. He played for Travis Green in Vancouver. Apparently, Greener thinks he's a character guy. So if he's a character guy to Travis Green, I think he is.
Yeah.
To the Anaheim Ducks, Pat Verbeek, who I met for a brief second today, get some toughness in your lineup. The game, as much people want it to change, it ain't going to change to the point that there's never not going to be fighting. Troy Terry, you go in there, get your head up. Beagle, did he have to hit him 10 times? Probably not. Linesman, get the fuck in there.
Get in there.
You have a job to do. You break up fights all year.
That wasn't a fight, right?
Get in there.
Get in there.
Protect these guys. That's your
Fucking
job,
guy.
you big bunch of fucking...
Donkeys.
Yeah.
You are.
But as for the actual thing, if it was me and that scrum started, I tell you what, I probably would have started chucking too.
Yeah, of course.
I would have started chucking too.
Yeah.
And to Zegras, I love this kid. I love that he had emotion after the game. You're still a rookie. Careful popping off in the media. Right now. I popped off in the media a lot throughout my career, so eventually I give you a green light to do it. But as a rookie, I don't know, just be careful. But I do love the emotion that Zegras had over the situation.
Yeah, I do too. Do you remember, speaking of going into a scrum not ready, do you ever remember when fucking Stefan Robidas 2-2 hit Mike Madonna? Like, it's just a good, clean hit.
Yeah.
And Stefan Robidas fucking skated up to Toots with his hands down by his hips. And Toots, with his glove on, just KO'd him. And you remember Stefan Robidas' nose?
I don't remember
It was
this.
like fucking hit with a shovel, man. Right on his face.
I
Toots hit him square, and he just went, pew! And he just fucking hit the floor. He's done.
Prime example.
But like, if you're going in, have your fucking hands up.
have your hands up.
God,
And for everyone out there, listen, I saw Troy Terry today. He's fine.
he's fine.
He's a black guy. Makes him tougher. It is what it is. Hockey's a
He's
physical
got
sport.
30 plus now and a black guy. It's
Yeah,
good.
and they'll
It's
have
a good
tough,
year.
Hey, for whatever tough guys out there, your agent, get him to call Pat Verbeek. They're going to sign a tough guy.
Get in shape,
Got
bud.
somebody a
Fuck,
job,
they
so.
could use you again. Live right up the street.
Okay, should I?
I think so. Let's get in shape
I don't
again.
think I can chuck him anymore. I think I can
My
chuck
fucking body hurts from moving, I tell you.
him.
Oh,
I had movers back on Thursday.
have
like
no idea.
You text me, you're like, what are you doing? I'm like, it was 8:45. I'm like, Uppy, I ain't going to be. You're like, want me to, I'll come over watch the game. I'm like, Uppy, I ain't making it past the second period.
Yeah.
I was out cold. I had never been so tired. My back, my hips. 7 to 7. I was, you know how many steps I had moving day? 17,000 steps.
Fuck.
Is that a lot? It's a lot for me.
That's a lot of steps. Yeah.
You ever had 17,000 steps, Bigger?
I think I averaged like 30,000 at the summer league
30?
Yeah.
30,000 steps? Yeah.
30,000
for
a day.
for 2 weeks.
For 10 days straight.
Fucking right, Spinger.
That's how you lost all the fucking weight, Binger.
You're all cock and ribs. You're
It
like the
was-
coyote.
Wasn't from smoking weed. You start up the summer league. 30,000 steps a day.
That's up and downstairs too. Yeah.
Oh, I was going up and downstairs, boys. My whole house was stairs.
Does that monitor heart rate in the bedroom or?
If your phone's on you, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I would like,
You get the whoop strap going around your calf.
I got everything, and I'm like, oh, forgot something. Up the stairs, down the stairs, up the stairs.
What if you put that whoop strap right around your shaft?
30,000, yeah. That's impressive, Binger, Maxie. Way to show me up, boys. I appreciate it. Thanks.
There'd
eh?
be a whoop.
I'm
There
still
it
pr-
is.
I'm still proud of my 17,000 steps. I'm proud of it. Something other that we're proud of here is our Florida Panthers. Your boy, Huberdeau.
Jonathon Huberdeau.
First of all.
Huberdeau.
Huberdeau.
That's okay.
Sorry, I'm not. Hubie, I love you. You know, I'm
Fucking right, Stevie. We love you.
they fucking bailed you out your luck of the night. They were down 6-2 on Saturday night.
I know.
They won
I
7-6.
know. Fucking rights. Thanks, Devils, for folding them.
First team to clinch a playoff spot. My boy Weegsy went in to hit a guy the other day. Almost killed himself. Hubie broke the all-time record, 97 points, beating Barkov's 96. He's the all-time leader in points in the season for the Panthers.
Took over sole possession of points as a left winger in the NHL past Joe Juno. We told him he'd do it. Guy loves it. Fuck, I'm so
Juno.
happy for him. Joe Juno.
They're going to be hard to beat.
They're going to be hard to beat.
I've chirped about Claude Giroux. He's fit in like a glove. There he
Yeah.
had 2 apples the other night. They're going to be hard to beat.
Sam Bennett's
Wait till
playing
Eki
good.
comes back.
Eki. God, they got a good squad, Opes.
Good squad. Hubie, congratulations. Weegsy, I love how you're finishing the check. Try to get the guy.
It looked like he was going in to do that
He's lucky he
javelin.
didn't get hurt.
You know when you run in the gymnastics and you run with that thing and you put it
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Well, if you
High
put
jump,
it in
high
and you
jump.
just get it right.
Pole
here.
vault.
Pole
The pole
vault. Pole vault.
It's like he stuck that pole vault in the boards and it just hit him in the chest and
Yeah.
he was like, douche. You ever done that?
Oh, the
Remember
worst.
when you're going around to get a puck, it gets caught in the Zamboni
Remember-
door and it catches you in the gut?
Remember the sound you make?
I'm okay.
I'm okay. I just
Buddy,
can't
down the
breathe.
stretch, when I ruptured my kidney, that was what it was like for 7 minutes. I'm
Fuck,
like,
did you take a run at Luke Shen? Have we seen that clip of
oh,
Missin Curfew?
fuck.
I was watching that game because I thought you were going to come back. I'm like, Uppy's going to come back. They're going to get in, and Uppy's going to have a good playoff. And you ran into the Luke Shen wall, and fuck you. You went at him hard, though.
Oh.
I mean, Florida, we're going to be
Last game I ever played, fella.
either way, we're going to Florida for a playoff series because they ain't losing first round. Austin Mathews, hat trick on Monday, 54 goals. When I started this segment, he had 50. So he's the fourth guy. This kind of blew me away. Only the fourth Leaf ever to score 50 goals. He's got 54 now. I mean, Uppy, look out. These Leafs, man. I don't know, Uppy. They might be out to ruin somebody's playoffs.
I know they are. And on that, the Austin Mathews thing, it's just like, holy fuck.
Right?
This guy's just stay hot. Fuck. 70 fucking goals he's going
He's
for.
going to get 70 someday.
Hopefully he gets 60.
John Cooper, actually. Shout out to our boy Coop. Coop did an interview before the game the other day, and he said, they asked him about Mathews. He's like, he'll score 70 because he's not scared to shoot it. Like, he'll continue
Gets
to shoot.
himself in
Continue
good
to shoot.
spots.
Yeah,
He's got Mitch Marner.
that helps.
That fucking helps. Yeah,
He's
the
good,
kid,
that Mitch Marner.
he
He's
just
so
holds
sick.
on to
Yeah.
this. He's playing road hockey.
Someone hit him.
He's playing fucking street hockey out there.
He's smart, man. He is very, very smart.
Who does he remind you of?
You're better,
like
at,
an old
you're
player.
better at this game than I am.
Who's like an old righty?
right-handed shot?
Who's an old right-handed shot that he reminds you of?
That got like 100 points.
I'll tell you right now, you play with him. He's my age.
Where did I play with him?
Play with him in Van.
Right-handed. Mike Samuelson?
Kyle Wellwood.
Well, he was a lefty.
No, he wasn't.
No?
He was righty.
Wow.
He plays like
Funny you
fucking.
said that because I was going to say I right-handed Kyle Wellwood. I thought Welly was a
Well,
lefty.
he was a right-handed player. Yeah.
He
But
is
he
the
is
new
like-
age Kyle Wellwood.
He's this fucking. He's got the
Yeah.
elbows like this, and he's just.
Yeah.
He does the welly. Welly was nasty with the biscuit back then.
Nasty.
Never made like the bad plays. He had a fucking little. He had a little like shovel for the stick.
A
though.
stick. Yeah, he used a wood stick. He
Wooden
used a wood
stick.
stick.
Maybe Mitch Marner watched Kyle Wellwood when he was a kid. I'd like to know who.
Yeah, no, I bet she did. He's
Okay,
from,
but okay.
he's from London. Mitch Marner's from London. I bet you watched Welly
100%.
for sure.
Yeah.
See, you're great at that little comparison. Eh? We got to get that segment going again. Another 50 goal scorer, Leon Draisaitl. And McDavid has.
He's got 40 with 12 to go.
Does he
Can
get 50?
If he
Gotcha.
wants to get 50, he can. How's that? Does he want it?
That's perfect.
Does he
could.
want to get it?
Do you know how many
He just
first
needs to shoot.
assists he has?
I can't imagine.
41. 40 or 41 primary assists. That's insane.
Well, we're talking about these fucking goats here. These guys are legends, man.
Legends.
Connor McDavid's a legend already.
I think if the Oilers get into, like, I got the same feeling with the Leafs, right? You've shit on the Oilers all year. I've shit on the Leafs all year. You're an Alberta boy. I'm an Ontario boy. They both may shove it up our ass a little bit here. Like, once they get in and everything they've both been through with the firing in Edmonton and the goaltender controversy in Toronto, and
Teams are too good, Opes.
I don't know. I mean,
Look, we're going to see a good game tonight. In fact, it's going on right now, and I'd love to see it.
I got the first period over in the
Should we look?
Toronto Panthers game here. I know our listeners don't care because it's coming out on Thursday, but I got to have a peek. We're never in the studio this late. Sorry to keep you boys here late. Getzlaf. Let's blame Getzy. 1-0 Panthers, 8:27 left. Draisaitl. Talk to me about Draisaitl. Talk to me about Datsuk 2.0.
Leon.
50 goals, 51 assists. I mean, I don't know who's more important to their team, Draisaitl or McDavid.
Is this the quietest,
Yeah,
most
I know.
humble 50 snipes that you've ever seen?
Yeah.
Like, who's been talking about him?
I had probably asked you this, and this is like never going to happen, but if you had to trade Draisaitl or McDavid right now to open up some cap space or whatever, I don't know, to add some players, who would you trade if you had to?
Oof.
It's a hard question.
Roll the dice, baby. Who would I trade?
If you had to trade one of them.
If I had to trade one of them, this would be my thought process.
Okay.
Is I would trade Connor McDavid because he's the captain, and if it ever got to that point, you'd need to shake something up with like complete new like leadership and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So on that theory alone, if they need to, fire sale and get rid of one, and it starts with one, but it'll be the both of them.
That's what I was just fuck. I was just gonna say that.
It's going to start with one.
I was gonna be like, it doesn't matter who we pick because if one gets traded, the other one's
gone.
The other one's called their agent.
See you
like,
later.
Get me the fuck out of here too. But in a fun little game we're playing here, I'm with you too. If it was that you're trading one, but the other one's staying, to me it's McDavid because you're going to probably get a little bit more than Draisaitl, and I just think Draisaitl in the faceoff circle, down low. I don't know. I'm talking as an ex-defenseman here, right? I mean, it's never going to happen, but I would trade McDavid too. But like you said, if you trade one of them, the other one's gone.
And you're going to get more for him.
You're going to get more.
And if you're trading him, you need to it's rebuild city.
Rebuild city.
So you want to get the most for the player. I'm
just saying.
If you ever have to trade Connor McDavid, shit is fucking.
Yeah, they're both be gone.
You're going down.
I just wanted to play a fun little game with you. But
I love it.
Our home province's teams, they could end up
Shove
shoving
it
it
up
right
the
up
hoops
our
key.
hoops.
Yeah.
They could. So, Missin Curfew social clips, LA Kings, Darryl Sutter. This one was fucking great to me. Colin Fraser, a guy who I battled against. If Darryl Sutter would sit you down, he'd say, here, take a seat on Millionaires Row.
Like on the bench?
Yeah. Like, Upshaw, take a seat, buddy. You're done playing. Have a seat on Millionaires Row. What a great line. What a great line that was. That one.
He got mad at an assistant and fired a puck at him.
Yeah. Stoley also said, what was your favorite? Drive the groceries in you. Meaning like, hydrate and eat and all that stuff. So, I don't know. Take a seat on Millionaire Road was hilarious. Updog, your boy Dean Evison literally punched the assistant coach in the face.
Right in the chops. Great pick.
Holy moly, man.
Who was ready for that photo? That's just the boys getting fired up.
That Dean Evison looks like a maniac. Is he a maniac?
Yeah, he is. He ain't fucking all there. It's squirrely. He's fucking...
He looks
his
squirrely.
His wires. He played like that too. If you ever watch him,
Like
play
on the
back
bench,
then.
he looks like.
Fuck, he's fired. Like during games, even in junior, like he'd be fucking so emotionally involved in that game.
Yeah.
Fun to play for a guy like that.
I'm telling you, people out there, DraftKings app. I got my money on Colorado at the start of the year, but this Minnesota Wild team, I don't know, Uppy, if you could pull up their odds there really quick. I'm starting to believe the identity line, Foligno, Eckerson, is that how you say his name? And Greenway?
Fuck.
What a line.
Are
The
they
identity
buzzing?
line.
Greenway?
Oh, my God, buddy.
Is that what they call themselves?
They're the identity line. What a name.
Fuck.
Delorier's been playing great. They're tough, man. Middleton.
And they wear
nope.
green jerseys.
They wear green jerseys.
That's a fucking weird.
And then last but not least, there was a picture of me and Mitchie Babe in Vancouver.
Yeah, saw that.
People chirped me about wearing a visor. It's actually warranted. I went down to the minors, put a visor on. I could have taken it off when I came back up. Chose not to just because I knew I was only going to be there for a week. So why run the risk of losing your eye when you're only going to be up for a week till Kulikov comes back? But me and Mitchie Babe talking, I was guaranteed talking about the fucking rookie dinner we had and the party we
time.
had at Marble.
100%. Well, it was Pierre's.
What? Pierce. thank you.
Pierce. Yes, that's okay.
What a shaker.
Shake down.
Peter Gurgis brought us that fucking bill. Me and you, he's like, Uppy, we got to take care of the bill. The thing was this long. I said, we'll take care of that tomorrow, Peter. Let the party continue.
Yeah, totally.
So people out there that were commenting on it, what I was talking to Mitchie Babe about, I was saying, Mitchie Babe, what a
Rookie
shaker.
party.
What a shaker.
I agree.
DraftKings, top titty. Uppy, I've been chirping you all year. I think I'm on a streak of like, you didn't get in either. I've missed like the last 4, huh?
You guys aren't doing too good in the fine
Fridays
fund
are. I literally have a huge excuse this week. I was fucked. I was moved. I was in one.
What was I doing Friday? I was golfing.
Did you golf? Newport?
No, we had to play Pelican. Big Canyon was closed. Punch the greens. Don't get me started about punching the greens.
Punch your head.
Yeah. What's this? Look at this
Give me,
winner.
speaking of green, give me that green crack over there if there's one there.
Oh, there's all kinds. I'm chewing this stuff like it's going on.
Hi.
The winner, Uncle Kaner, 158.9 points. I feel like that's what you got to get to, eh? Every week, you guys probably know that, Maxie. It's right around the 160 mark, eh? That wins it?
like 145 to 160,
Wow.
depending on the week. Seems like it's top spot.
I want to thank you boys for your consistency. I want to thank your consistency here at Missin Curfew.
You know what?
Every week you're in. You're two, I don't know if you want to call us leaders because we're probably not that, but the two veterans are been missing it.
Someone's
so thank
got to
you.
represent the squad
Yeah,
here.
thank you for keeping this together. Binger 127 beat Maxie. Wow, you've really come a long way, bud.
I'm a hockey guy. What can I say?
My question to you is your commitment level going to be as high when Dodgers baseball starts? And for you, Max, Padres baseball.
I hope so.
Yeah, there's money on the line, so yeah.
Maxi 126, Princey 117, A-Hall 79.
Thanks for showing up, Bill.
We appreciate your guys' dedication. This week we got the Bruins Lightning, Sabres Panthers, Islanders Hurricanes, Wild Blues, Avalanche Jets, DraftKings Top Titty. 126 entries last week. What's the sellout for that? 200?
300.
300.
300.
We gotta get those
Let's get it.
We gotta get those numbers up.
It's like jerking off at the office. You got to get those numbers up.
DraftKings lock of the night. DraftKings, baby. They're everywhere. Up,
They're
dog,
everywhere.
you pulled one out of your arse.
You're damn right I did.
Fuck, I blew it. Tampa, how do you
The
lose?
pesky Panthers.
How do you lose at home to Montreal, Tampa? How?
14-3, may I add. I am now.
That was a turning point game.
Yeah, because you only got two.
Because I was 13-4.
You got 3 weeks
I was
left.
12-4, and you were 13-4. I'm now 12-5. Tampa lost to Montreal. Panthers, what a comeback! Down 6-2, win 7-6.
Buzzin', Jake Muzzin.
All right, up dog. You cannot take Florida. I cannot take Tampa. I'm going to go first because you're winning. Give me a second here while I look at my thing, and I found it. It's the Vegas Golden Knights. Lock of the night, Saturday night, T-Mobile. Vegas, I'm hoping they get in, Uppy. The math doesn't work out. I'm not a big math guy. Vegas over the Coyotes. Lock of the night.
I'm going Flames at the Kraken, baby. Calgary Flames. Let's go.
Kraken.
Come on, let's go.
We should start moving on with get the odds and maybe pick the Saturday night that's the best underdog.
See, you're trying to change the rules like I was.
Yeah. No, but we'll keep the lock.
Oh.
But then the DraftKings, I don't know, the best.
Well, we got just a special announcement moving forward coming up because there's going to be some big games down the stretch. And then you and I, my friend, on DraftKings are going to set some boosters up, some parlays, some triple fucking whammies, some
sweet
home runs.
Missin Curfew is reopening the Parlay Cafe
We are
for the playoffs, baby,
reopening
on DraftKings.
Parlay Cafe, baby, on DraftKings.
What?
Reopening.
The Broadway Jimmy Scoops Parlay Cafe.
Back in action, and we'll be proud to fucking unleash this down the stretch when these games get meaningful.
I can't wait. What a great idea by DraftKings and you boys.
Always.
Broadway Jimmy Scoops, miss you every day. Love you, brother. We don't have much to live up to because the Scoopsy couldn't pick a winner to save anything down the stretch there. But I love that he always put out his bets. That's what I loved about Scoops. He always put his bets out.
Yeah.
The parlay's back open.
So they're going to be branded epic picks. That'll be
And then
unleashed.
we can boost how it goes.
They'll be unleashed on ours and the DraftKings channel. So, yeah, and we get to pick them.
DraftKings, baby.
Stay
They're
hot.
everywhere. I love you guys at DraftKings. Up, dog, we got a fun little segment coming up next with our boy Larry Flowers. It's called Who the Fuck is Larry Flowers?
I'd still like to know that.
Yeah. Something that he's been wanting to get involved with me and you about his jewelry and wants to be part of the squad. So, gave us a little cash, right? You haven't seen the check yet, probably, right? Have you? Or?
Not a sniff.
Yeah. We're going to probably, it's going to be tough to get that
So
one.
let's chat with our boy Flowers.
Let's see what Flowers got to say. Living the good life, wearing the good life. Our boys at Good Life Clothing, up dog.
I mean, let's just be honest. We have been wearing this beautiful soft tees for a long, long time. And if you have not logged on to www.goodlifeclothing.com and ordered yourself some nice spring gear, throw out the rest, bring it to Goodwill.
Give back a little.
Give it back. You're not going to wear it.
Good
Get
Life to
some
the
fresh
Goodwill.
stuff. Good Life Clothing is available now to ship to the motherland, Canada.
The weather's starting to change up there. You maybe got another month. The thing about Canada is you just think spring hits and then boom, you get 3 more weeks of winter in March and April. You're like, eh. But anyways, get some. I'm about to do a big Good Life order here. I'm doing a big one.
Into a new pad.
I'm doing a big Good
New
Life.
closet.
So people in Canada, join me.
Nordstrom locations in the U.S. and Canada. If you're there, stop in. Your brick and mortar stores in NYC at Bleecker Street and the new Hudson Yards location, or in Scottsdale, right downtown,
Scottsdale, baby.
right next to the Old Town. Heads up, you'll be looking fresh when you go hit Bottle Blonde after that. But listeners, promo code Curfew for 20% off at goodlifeclothing.com.
Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Up dog.
Fella.
It happened.
We
It
somehow,
happened.
We somehow got roped into this.
I thought it was dead in the water, and then you brought it back to life. I gave up on actually trying to do this segment, but
I think it's a great opportunity. It's this segment we've been working on for a while. It's usually over 3 or 4 beers and talking about babes and weekends.
And he is a big part of the podcast. He always has been. He always will be. He has his own segment now. With further ado, Larry Flowers in his own. Who the fuck is Larry Flowers?
Fellas. This is very, very exciting. I'm glad to be a part of the show officially. No, truly, I'm really honored to do this with you guys. You know, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I think this is a cool opportunity to dive in about myself, my business, sports, and get my perspectives on things. You both know I have a lot of opinions on a lot of things, and this is a better opportunity for me to share those opinions.
Is that your office? They stuck me in the photo room.
They stuck me in the damn storage room.
They locked it from the outside. I can't get out.
One of your buddies was ducking in behind you there before the segment started. I think he's messing with you.
There's a lot of troublemakers in this office, man. I give it to everybody in here, so this is probably a good opportunity for them to try to get me back.
First off, Flowers, I just want to say thanks for taking the time out of such a busy week that you have to sit and talk with us on our weekly segment here with you. I know you're always busy. When I call you during the week and you answer, it's just stress. Oh, I'm dealing with all these calls. I'm making 2 rings. I got this watch. I got to get this guy in Pittsburgh. So anyway, thank you. Thank you for taking your time. Come on, Missin Curfew.
I always answer your calls, even when I'm slammed in the office. You know that.
Okay, listen. Before we get into your segment, I want to talk to you about The Office because I am proud of you. You know, a couple years ago, you didn't have an office, you didn't have anything. So how much structure has The Office brought to the ability of you to do Larry Flowers Drury? My point being, you enjoy going into The Office.
Absolutely. Coming into The Office has completely changed my life. O'Brien, you gave it to me for a long time about getting some more structure in my life and having the ability to kind of just dial things in with my personal life, my career, my business. And since I have an office here downtown LA in the Diamond District, things have gotten much clearer for me. It gives me a place, I mean, I don't even have enough time to watch all the sports that I want because I'm so busy working. By the time I get home, I've missed half the games.
Don't lie. Is that the room you jerk off in? Don't lie.
Have you jerked off at the office? Yeah, you have, right? Where do you rub one out?
No, come on. I'm a pro now, as O'Brien says.
So you rub one out in the morning before you go, okay, I got you.
Morning's a nice time, by the way.
It's not a bad time. It
gets the day going. It gets the mojo flowing,
Well, we appreciate you wanting to, and let's be honest, I call Flowers cheap all the time, and so do you. You have invested money in Missin Curfew, so we've built this segment around you. I think the Updog, because of Masters Week here, I think the Updog's
You're damn right.
We're going to start off talking some golf.
I wore my hat. I wore my green Air Jordans.
Those are shoes.
Sick.
So let's just get on the line of golf here. Have you ever been to the Masters, Flowers?
I've never been to the Masters. I've watched it on TV a million times with you boys.
Okay, awesome. It's a pretty classy event. It's a pretty classy event. Yeah. So who not better to ask a classy individual like yourself? Golfers wearing watches. What do you think? I always take my watch off when I golf. I think it might fuck up the movement. I don't really know, but to me, it's I always take it off. Our boy Tom Doherty wears a sick watch during his round. Looks mint. Any pro golfers wear any sick watches? And if so, do they wear them when they play?
Yeah, so let's go old school for a minute. The great Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer.
Oh, I love Arnie.
They wore the Rolex Presidential, both of them, all gold Rolex Presidential. I mean, that's as classy a watch as Rolex has ever made. Kind of like their flagship gold watch. They were known for wearing those watches. Rolex had also Tiger, Phil Mickelson. They were Cellinis. They were Rose Gold Yachtmasters. Brooks Koepka, Justin Thomas, John Rahm, also part of the Rolex family when it comes to the golf world. Omega's got Rory McIlroy, which is their number one guy.
How's the Omega watch nowadays? I think Mac Ells wears an Omega watch.
Omegas are beautiful. I've got to be completely honest. I don't sell a ton. I sell some Omegas, but Omegas are a beautiful watch. They're timeless. They're a great brand. They're kind of like the brand that reaches those folks that can't really afford those next top tier level type pieces. But they still make obviously elite watches that get into, you know, the expensive tier. And then there's RM. RM's pretty interesting. As you guys know, these are really, really light type watches. The movements are incredible. They've become very, very popular in the last few years. And they've got Bubba Watson. He always wears the RM 038. Sick watch, all white, super, super light. You can wear them to do anything. Obviously, Nadal wears his when he plays
Nadal's
tennis.
sick. Nadal's
He's
nasty.
so sick.
How
And his
much are those
watch
watches?
is
Like $250 minimum.
fuck. I think
Million.
I think the Bubba Watson now is even more. I want
Give
to
us
say
a deal.
350, 400.
I got a question about
Jesus.
golfers, and I don't know if this could like parlay into hockey players someday, right? You're a big Connor McDavid guy. You say you're his friend, although I've never seen you hang out with him. But why do golfers get the sick watch deals, right? You see them with the AP on their sleeve and this and that. Like, what? You ever think hockey players could transition into that role of
Classy.
Yeah, like is that why? Is it because it's a classy game?
No, I think we could. Let's get a hockey guy on there.
Like, why doesn't I don't know? Like, you always see the golf guys getting the
Let's get
sick watch
Zeeks the
deals.
deal. This is Zeeks.
Zeeks, man. I saw Zeger with his shirt off today driving down the highway. It was
He looks like
unbelievable.
he'd wear an RM.
Yeah, but why do you think golfers get those deals all the time? Just because they're classy, like Uppy said?
Yeah, I think just the golf world in itself is known as a kind of a high end society type world. I think a lot of the viewers are probably in that demographic. I would like to see the NHL and the players do a little bit more of a lot of that type of thing as far as getting sponsorships with big watch brands. There's a lot of guys obviously that are in this style and stuff like that. But I would love the NHL. In fact, there was a few years back. I don't remember. I think I was talking to maybe Pat Brisson about trying to get maybe Sid or somebody with someone within the Huberdeau, because I was doing watches for Huberdeau watches with a group of guys in the NHL, and I thought there's nobody that Huberdeau has. They have tons of athletes from all over the world, and they love brand ambassadors. And I figured maybe it would be a good idea to try to get a big name to try to get a watch made for that player. And I guess in the feedback I got, especially from people that facilitate those type of deals, is that I guess the hockey world's not necessarily big enough to have brand ambassadors. I don't see how that's possible. I think there's some mega stars in the NHL. Yeah. I think the NHL is in a prime situation right now to continue to try to get some really big stars and, collaborate with big brands. And I would love to see that happen.
All right. Well, this whole segment was the biggest thing to you was the questions from the fans, the Larry Flowers fans, which
a lot of engagement. He says,
I gotta
a lot
be
of engagement.
honest with you. You do got lots of questions.
Yeah.
So maybe he is famous.
Maybe they do.
Are you
know
famous?
What the hell do people want to know about
Are you really famous? So I think it's a great idea for you.
I like to tell people when they call me and we're talking about engagement rings, especially the people that don't really know me personally. I like to consider myself a minor public figure in the hockey world.
Minor was the key.
Minor
was the key word to that statement.
Yeah,
minor.
I don't know if he's ever acted like he's played in the minors. This guy, he's gone right to the Stanley Cup.
Rode a few more
Fucking
buses.
guy. So Flowers.
All right, here we go. We got some questions from your fans. The Larry Flowers Mafia.
The first player, NHL, not minors, that you sold a watch to, and what watch and when?
Ooh. I want to say it was 2014, 2013. Tyler Seguin. I sold him a Huberdeau Big Bang with a diamond bezel, beautiful watch. I was living in Dallas at the time. I had a sick family member. I was out there for 6 months. Nystrom was playing for the Dallas Stars at the time, and he got me real tight with a bunch of the guys. Segs and I became real close, and Benny and them. But yeah, I think Segs is the first person I ever sold a watch to. So came out right out of the gate, hitting big.
So this could parlay into this one. This is from @SBailey66. He wants to know how Larry Flowers got into the jewelry business. I guess maybe it started with the Seguin watch, or did you always have a desire to get into it?
Yeah, well, even before that, going back over 10, 12 years, I was in the gold business. and the precious metals, buying scrap gold, silver, platinum, diamonds, and stuff like that from the public. And as gold kind of fizzled away, I found myself in an interesting position where I was obviously friends with a lot of guys that were playing hockey at the time. And little by little, guys started asking me, "Hey, Flowers, like, can you get me a watch? Can you get me a piece of jewelry? Have you ever done engagement rings?" And like anything else, if you just learn how to do it, you figure it out a little bit, and you get a couple of clients. And as you guys know, you sell one thing to a guy in the locker room, all the rest of the guys, when you're in a hotel, you probably talk about it for a minute, and the word starts to spread. And that's how I started.
There's a lot of pressure making a guy's fiance's wedding ring. How do you handle that pressure?
That's where.
What do you know about pressure?
What do you know about pressure?
What do you know about pressure?
Pressure. Well, I have.
I have kissed a male before.
No, you know what? I feel zero pressure. And that's because I have the best manufacturing in the industry downtown LA. The gentleman that works for me, his name is Isaac. He is the very, very best in the industry at handcrafted jewelry, designer quality, everything. And also the people that I work with, some of the best and biggest diamond dealers in the country that I work with. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I know how to maximize my clients' budgets for diamonds when they're looking for specific diamonds, get them the best desirable diamond on options for their market, for their budget. And that's exactly what I do. I'm very, very confident when it comes to that.
Adam LaBarbera. I wonder if he's related to Jason LaBarbera. Remember
LaBarbera? I play with him.
Yeah,
I
good
play
guy.
With yeah.
Good guy.
Great guy.
Adam wants to know, Larry Flowers, what's your favorite National League watch of all time?
I had a feeling you were going to ask me that question. I really did. And I came prepared. You see that, O'Brien? You taught me to be prepared, and I came prepared. And I brought it. I have it right here.
Here we go.
The Patek Philippe. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
This
Man.
is a 5980 on brown leather strap. This is my favorite watch in the world. It also comes in all stainless, and it also comes in all gold, which if you really want to be flashy. But this watch right here is the epitome of class, sophistication, rich. Fuck you, I'm richer than you. This watch right here, for example, I'm selling this thing for $220,000, man. This is crazy.
Huh?
How many of those have you sold?
Holy fuck.
I've sold a lot of 5980s.
Yeah.
If I have to answer that question, give or take, I probably sold at least about 10.
Nice.
Including the all gold ones, which are now selling for upwards of $350,000.
What was that watch
insane.
2 years ago?
That watch 2 years ago was this one right here was $110,000.
So it's
$100,000.
safe to say it's doubled.
It's doubled.
Yeah.
And the other one, the 1R, which is the all gold one. Oh man, I mean, I've sold a couple for 135, 140. That watch is almost $350,000 and up. Crazy.
So if you take care of your watches and your jewelry and you buy the right ones, which you're educated, you tell people which ones to buy, you make money on these things.
You do, especially in today's market. As long as you don't treat your watch like Scotty Upshaw does, you should be in good shape.
I'm a pretty handsy guy. I like to do this.
I know you are. I respect that.
Yeah.
So,
I'm always moving.
Uppy, can we talk about your Skydweller for a second?
Yeah, we sure can. Yeah. Actually,
so
no,
good.
we can't. No, because I'm going to sell it. No, I'm just kidding. I beat up my watches. What can I say? I'm wearing this IWC, which I've had for probably 12 years. And I've had it fixed a couple times. The fucking thing cracked. And it cracked. Willie Mitchell fucking dropped his bag on it in the bus. But anyway, yeah, I beat him.
I gotta be honest. I used to be pretty hard on my watches as well, and I get that, and I see how you dance, so I can appreciate that.
Thank you.
It's just
Thank you. I take
it's
pride
just part
in
of the deal. You're a great dancer, by the way.
Thanks.
Flowers, we got one more here. We got lots of fan questions. So this segment moving forward, you were right. You're gonna have lots of opportunities.
Got a lot of mo.
Be campy. Oh, campy. What is your diamond selection process?
Yeah, great question.
Yeah,
so,
I like that.
Yeah, so I go the opposite of the traditional jeweler, where the jeweler will say, basically what's your budget, and then they pull out a bunch of diamonds from their inventory and they try to push you and upsell you. There's a lot of very, very important information that you need to know about diamonds that are more than just a carat weight the clarity and the color. It's all about the make of the diamond, the measurements, the millimeters, making sure you have a nice spready diamond, that all your money is not in depth, meaning you don't want to buy a diamond that has a lot of depth so it looks a little bit small from above, right? And that's a trick that a lot of diamond dealers do. Well, they sell you something that doesn't have great makes. It might have good color and clarity, but it doesn't face up really nice. They get a big discount on the back end when they're buying the diamond. When they sell it to the client, they sell it at list. And that's how diamond dealers hit triples and home runs in this industry. And that's just not something I do. I only offer truly desirable diamonds, the same exact specifications that you could come to expect from, say, Cartier or Tiffany or Van Cleef and stuff like that. My whole model is to hit singles and to ask for referrals in return. That's been my model from day one. I like to be able to sleep at night knowing I took good care of clients, knowing I didn't take advantage of clients. And honestly, it's worked for me. There's a reason why these guys, I keep getting calls every day for engagement rings, and I'm very, very proud of that.
Well done.
I'll tell you what. Yeah,
You don't sleep at night on Saturdays, though. That's more of a Sunday afternoon thing.
Well, we got in one Saturday night a little bit, didn't we? Hey, Flowers got in one a little bit there.
We got in one a little bit there, and then we did what we do best, didn't we?
Hey, listen,
On
Flowers,
Sunday.
you were right about this segment. We got lots of fan questions moving forward for you. I want to finish with the hockey one for you, and like we said, we both appreciate you doing this. As we keep moving and getting better and better at it, it'll be better and better. But the Keith Yandle situation, you're a Flyers guy. I was watching the Flyers-Rangers game with you the other night. 988 straight, right?
Yeah.
That close to 1,000. As a Philly guy, Philly mutant guy that you are, what did you think of it?
We talked about this, you and I, Obes. I didn't like it. I think the Flyers, obviously they've had some key injuries, and there's no denying that. They had a very disappointing season in a lot of different ways. I think they're, again, I never played in the NHL, but I would assume that guys in the locker room still want certain things to play for. And I would bet that to be able to try to keep Yans in the lineup and to maybe go for 1,000 straight games, which is unprecedented, would be something the guys would kind of rally around to end the season. The guy's a veteran. The guy's been in the NHL a long time. He's mentored a lot of young guys before. I just don't see, I guess they were claiming that they wanted to get some younger guys in there, which I get, but you're not really accomplishing all that much. I think you let Yandle play as long as he can, try to get to 1,000. I think the guys would rally around that. And I think that's something that within the NHL fraternity would be truly appreciated. And there's a lot of things the Flyers have been doing lately that I just don't appreciate, all the way from the very, very top down to this decision. I didn't like it.
I wonder if Ed Snyder would have done it.
There's zero chance. I know it in my heart. There's a million things Ed Snyder would not be doing today that the Flyers are doing.
Yeah.
We've all talked about this privately. I really, really hope that the Flyers find their way. And in my opinion, what they need is a local guy that's rich as hell, that loves this team, that wants to take over the damn team, and give it a little personal attention as opposed to the corporate feel that it has today. But I don't know if that's going to happen.
Start selling more watches, Flowers. Maybe that's you.
I don't know.
With
all these fan questions, you might want to start your own podcast here, bud. I don't even know if you need us here. There's a lot of questions moving forward. Flowers, we appreciate you, fella. Missin Curfew. Who the fuck is Larry Flowers? We love you, fella.
Guys, thank you for having me. This is exciting, and I'm very excited to continue to do this with you boys. I love you, and fellas.
DraftKings, baby. The basketball and hockey seasons have reached their second halves. And what better way to get in on all the action but with DraftKings, the leader in one-day fantasy sports. Claim your free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes when using code CurfewKings during signup. Playing daily fantasy hockey is simple. Just pick your lineup, stay under the salary cap, and see how your team stacks up against the competition. Basketball fans, you can feel the sweat like never before. Every dunk, steal, assist means so much more with DraftKings daily fantasy lineup. With DraftKings, payday comes every day for players. So what are you waiting for? Head to the app now. Download the DraftKings app now and use the code CurfewKings during signup. This week's DraftKings is putting you in the action with a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes. That's code CurfewKings and you can get a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Who the fuck is Larry Flowers? That was a good little first segment, right?
Yeah, I mean, surprised our fans wrote so many questions in on that.
He's got fans.
He does, doesn't he?
It's something that I would like to fans ask us questions sometimes. I mean, we're maybe not right now. It's a time, maybe the off season for us.
Yeah.
Right? When things die down and me and you are kind of doing our thing, maybe we get some fans.
I think if we self-promote as much as Flowers does, then maybe we ask our fans if they want to ask us questions.
Yeah, maybe they don't want to ask us questions. Maybe it's like, hey, we listened to you guys enough. We're not gonna want to talk. But unfortunately, Flowers does have fans.
Listen, I had a great time chatting with him.
Yeah, that was a cool watch.
He tuned in from his office.
Cool watch.
Yeah, the watches are
Paquette,
great.
is that how you say it?
Patek Philippe. Sick, he's sick.
250 G's.
He's crazy. I mean,
I guess if it's an investment, it's like buying art and stuff.
But listen, right? I guess if our listeners can take one thing from these segments with Flowers, you're going to get to learn about our buddy. And this guy's lived a fucking pretty cool and little fucking extravagant wild life. But great guy. And, if you ever have questions, man, he's available. Like he's in his DMs all the time. He's trying to pick up chicks. So I know that. So if you ever have a question about a diamond or whatever, you hit him up. Guy. We're hoping to bring him some business. Like I said, when he says he hits singles, he literally takes care of his clients. He looks after them. Best prices in the business. Great quality. I like to fucking bust his balls because he's my boy.
Yeah, we got to bust his balls. But Flowers, he's pulled his bootstraps up. He was in a tough situation there. Moved back home. Now he has a legit business with a legit office. And it was a fun little segment with him. So Flowers, thank you. We'll bring that to you every other week, I believe. But yeah, it was fun to break it down with them. Up dog, next we got, me and you have talked about the alumni a lot. NHL, we're both ex-players. You've been, involved in it a little bit more than me. I met a couple guys in Nashville that brought up Glen Healy and what he's doing with the alumni. So we got Glen Healy coming up here next, and I'm really looking forward to asking some questions and getting to learn more about the alumni because I know it's important to both of us.
Yes, absolutely. Well said. And next up, Mr. Glen Healy.
Heels. Can I get a round of applause, everyone? It reminds me of the waste management. Today, I'm excited to announce Manscaped launched their Ultra Premier Collection. Believe it or not, it's for your not so private parts. I'm talking about a leveled up hygiene routine with your favorite manly scents.
I can smell you from here, bud. You smell delicious. This is an all-in-one skin and hair care kit for the everyday man and covers you from head to toe, even if you got those toe hairs, literally. Manscaped is trusted below the waist. Now trust them with the rest. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping. What's that code, Obes?
Curfew.
That is right. We all know how essential the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 is for that precise trim around the waist, Obes. Their advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts to your most delicate areas. But now you can enhance your perfect grooming routine with their Ultra Premium Collection. What does the package include?
Manscaped Premier Deodorant. No, not for your balls, but for your stanky armpits. This deodorant dries clean, is aluminum free, and smells like their signature scent.
I mean, tattoos or dry skin? Well, this spray-on lotion is designed to keep your skin feeling moisturized, smooth, and fresh. Body wash, too. Lather up with their infused aloe vera and sea salt shower gel, fella.
I use the 2-in-1 shampoo and body wash as we speak. It's unbelievable, up dog. It's National League. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code
Curfew
at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code Curfew at manscaped.com.
The power of attraction is now in a bottle thanks to Manscaped.
Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Up dog. We got a guy that I'm pretty sure back in the day let me have it a couple times on CBC.
He let you have it. I'm sure he missed a few curfews
me a couple times in CBC, and he guaranteed missed some curfews back in the day in New York. But he is now the executive director, president of hockey of the NHL Alumni, which we are big supporters of. Glen Healy. Heels, welcome to Missin Curfew.
Thank you for having me. And, I did such a good job on TV analyzing your game. I'm not on TV anymore. So,
Hey, lot of cross ice. Lots of cross ice backhand sauce, no matter what. And we'll talk about this guy here because he just retired today. But summer hockey, old Getsy Babe would love to see you throw that backhand sauce.
Yeah. So I was just at Ryan Getzlaf's press conference. That's why we had to move our podcast back today. I appreciate you being patient with us on that. But what do you think about Ryan Getzlaf's now obviously going to be an alumni in the NHL, a big name for us and for the whole alumni?
Well, it was the backhand sauce, but it was the blind backhand sauce.
Those are called pizzas. Those are pizzas.
And tape to tape, but to the other team's tape. The thing about Getsy, as much as a hallowed NHL career and a Hall of Fame career, because he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer, it's the stuff as a person off the ice I think is most impressive. Just a genuine leader, a good guy who on any team that he played on, he kind of had some Mark Messier-like qualities in the sense that Mess always believed no matter whether you were a fourth liner or an eighth defenseman or the guy who picks up towels like Benny Patrizzi when I played with the Rangers and we won the Cup in '94, everybody matters. And I think that's the real testament to him. He's going to leave the game. Great player, great stats, championships, played at every level, every big stage, but he's an ambassador to the game. And, every kid would look up to him and say, I want to be that guy, Dad. And that I think that legacy, I am so glad. I'm happy to put him on a line. He could probably play with Richard and Lafleur because that's my team. Yeah. So not bad.
Tough.
Right? And we'll, we could probably put a couple defensemen on. Anyone know any defensemen? Oh, yeah, Shane, you could play Larry Robinson or Bobby Orr. We got a pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
But that's the great thing. We all retire. Everybody retires. Everybody goes. When you start the game, it's a window. It's a short career, but you're going to retire. And so having him come on our team now and be part of our group, again, can't be prouder of his career. And there is a time when the sands of time run its course. And he has decided it's time. So I'll welcome him with open arms.
Yeah, well said. And I couldn't agree more. And
I just wanted to jump in and talk about like the importance of a guy, like Getzlaf, who's been a captain of a team for so long, and the transition into, an alumni association that welcomes guys like Getsy, welcomes guys that are 4-year guys that have played 100 games. The importance of of leaving a career and feeling like you have a sense of camaraderie with a group of guys that you went to battle with when things are lonely. Like when you retire, things change. So, how would a guy like Getsy transition now into like being an alumni and, what's that like?
Well, it is the players that make the alumni.
Yeah.
And when I took over, we had kind of lost our mission. Our focus. It's about the players. Players make it happen. Well, the first calls I made after Wayne had called me and said, fix this, was to say, okay, Gretz, if I'm going to fix this, then listen here, baby Jesus. When Christmas morning comes, you better be in the manger. Because if you think that I can sell 3,800 Glen Healys, you're kidding yourself. But it's the big guys that drive it and really, really make a difference. Our role at the NHL Alumni is to make tomorrow better than today for a bunch of players. That's it. It's a simple job, really. And there are players that will retire. We all do. And there are players that don't transition well. And so what I hear from everybody from Wayne to Mark to Mario, when that NHL train leaves the station for the first time in 20 years, 21 years, and you're not on it, it's a weird day. Your phone stops ringing. You feel isolated. The structure that we have in our days as NHL players from 10:30 skate, 12 o'clock meal, 4:30 bus, 5 o'clock PP meeting, 5:30 PK meeting, 6:03 warm up, 6:20 take your left skate off first, and then your right skate, and then we do it again, 7:03 anthem, 7:10 puck drop, rinse and repeat. Structure, isolation, and structure is gone. I guess it kind of feels like COVID. Where we're wearing our sweatpants for 4 days in a row. Yeah, no structure in our day and went, what the hell happened here? So for NHL players, there are guys that struggle with it. They need purpose. We all need purpose in our day. Our feet hit the ground and we are off running. We have great skills that we've learned from on the ice, and we can translate off the ice. We're all great teammates. We're unselfish. We've got discipline. So how do we translate what we did on the ice for all those years, and then we translate it off the ice and become really successful, purposeful, and that sting of the isolation and the lack of structure, we fill it. And I think that's the biggest challenge for most guys. But you're never going to get a better job. What's a better job, really?
Yeah. No, there's not.
Better.
Well, playing on the power play would have been more fun, Heels. I didn't play the power play very much, but other than that, it wasn't bad.
And if I had used legal pads in any one of my 16 years,
no
it might have
kidding.
been more fun for guys to score more goals than me. But they were illegal every one of my years. So you're right. But, knowing that this is the best job you're going to have, and you're 27 and you're retiring, now what? 27 to dead is a long time. And so there are guys that jump right into the hockey roles and jump right into new endeavors and flourish in all those endeavors, as we would expect. And I would imagine whatever Getzey decides to do, he's going to flourish in whatever road he picks, because he'll have that purpose. But the ones that struggle a little bit, sometimes they get in the stream and the stream's taking them along and there's no paddle.
Yeah.
So maybe I can provide a paddle and we can lead the direction that you want to go. But, NHL players, we are the best of any sport. And I would argue with any football, basketball, baseball player, any day, all day long. NHL players, we are a class group of people that make a difference in the community, from philanthropic to helping kids to learn this great game to stepping in and making a difference. There's not a better sport and better players.
Yeah.
But the NHL alumni, it's the players. And my day every day is to make their world a little better.
Yeah.
I work with them.
Awesome. Yeah, and Heels, you nailed it right on the head. When I retired, I remember I was looking forward to garbage day, right? To feel some bit of accomplishment that, hey, I got my garbage out there on time and it felt good. And I retired and I had a 15-minute segment on Sportsnet on Wednesdays. That was it. And I was a single guy with no family. And I'm like, my first 6 months were hard. So my question is now, if you're a young guy that just retired, I reach out to you. I say, hey, Heels, I just retired. And you guys are going to give me some direction and guidance on what's next and give me some opportunities to see what's out there.
When I first took over, phone would ring if it was a player that had an alcohol issue or a spouse, because, hey, they're part of the hockey family too, or kids. Through COVID, that's been raging, with kids and spouses. You're home all the time and you kind of see your kid and you go, ooh, we got a problem here. We got to get this fixed, right? Get this sorted. All I would say when the phone rang initially was, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I really don't have anything built. But it was time to put your sleeves and roll them up and get to work. And I never have to say I'm sorry ever again to any spouse, any player, any player's kids, because we have a library of services built for every single player and their family, whether it is a transition program, mental wellness program, a medical concierge. We've got a social worker that works with probably close to 60 players right now to help them through all of the journey of their ways, whether it be an immigration issue, a financial issue, a drug issue, family issue. Yes, even marital issues. We get a few of those. So we basically have all the bases covered. So when the phone rings, we have an answer for every player and every spouse. And I'm proud of that. And we'll continue to add on those services based on, hey, when we retired from the game, we needed X, Y, and Z. The current players that are going to retire, they're going to need different things.
Yeah.
They're not going to need the same thing that I needed. So I've got to be ahead of the curve and try to provide that for that kind of player when they step out of the game. Mental wellness, everyone talks about it through COVID, but we have a tsunami coming. And so for me, we've got a great partnership with the Royal out of Ottawa, and they can help any player within 16 seconds or spouse. And the group out of the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, Ken Nash. And again, on the south side of the border, any issue that we have, we can address it. So trying to stay ahead of the curve, trying to guess what the curve will look like, but address all the issues for players and their families.
That's amazing, Glenn. Because because we always had someone to call, right? We always had, my D partner, or you sit in a hotel room with them and you just talk, and you don't really have that when you leave, nor does your wife anymore. But I actually, on a personal level, when I left the game, I dealt with some injuries, Glenn, and we all have, we all got beat up playing this game. But, I found I had great conversations chatting with a girl who was like a life coach. She came from a leadership role at Lululemon. Her name is Megan Dolce. And she basically once a week, I'd sit with her, talk over Zoom for an hour, hour and a half, and just talk about, feelings and goals and how to organize schedules, right? Like you just touched on. We had our schedule XYZ, be there on time, never be late, and now you get up and you're like, well, I don't have anything to be late for. This is weird. But having someone just kind of take your strengths, because like you said, hockey guys, great teammates, great leaders, great listeners, creative, strong, everything that you'd want on a team. So, finding, and I offered, her services to some guys I know that I just would like, even if you're playing, right? If you're playing, how do you, help be a better you for your teammates, for your wife, for your kids? So, these services that you just touched on are great, and from alumni, we thank you for all that, because that's exactly
the other side of it too is, people say, well, how do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask.
Majority of the guys, it's a teammate that calls, or it's a wife that calls and will say, I want my husband back. I don't know what's wrong. Or it's one of the kids will call and say, I want my dad back. I don't know where it went off the rails, but it's not right. And I don't know. And maybe the player's not functionally integrated with his world anymore and needs to get the help that's required. But it is teammates that call. Very rarely, we're a proud group of people. We don't call and ask for help very often. And so it's rare that a player will call, but the teammate calls and then the army gets released. And typically when players find that they're not alone, like my situation is the same as 30 other guys. Oh, now I'm not feeling like I'm the outcast here. And, we've been through this before. This isn't our first rodeo. And so a lot of guys, once they make that first call and they step through that threshold, then we know tomorrow's going to be better than today. I can guarantee you that. And a lot of guys, the fix is, okay, it's enormous. How do I fix this? Okay, let's just get to tomorrow. And you'll see tomorrow's better than today. And then we'll get to the next day. And then you're on your way. But it's a great hockey family. And we've got great teammates. And they dig in for each other. They truly care. We just came out of the general managers meeting where, we presented to the general managers. And it was most, presentations you do. As I mentioned, like right off the bat, I said, it's hostile. I mean, I got Gary Bettman beside me, so that's intimidating enough. Okay, let's call a spade a shovel. All right. I got these guys looking at me, and I'm like, guys, you should all get up and stand behind me. And Gary, you should sit in that chair in front. You're all alumni. Like you're on my team. Yeah. We're presenting to the league. So it became the most friendliest of skies, knowing that the guys that I'm talking to are actually guys that are on my team. And we're trying to make a bit of a difference for their teammates or for someone they played against, someone they played with, someone that's in the Hall of Fame. It's a great group of people, but that's your general managers meeting, and they are all on board to help any player that they can. And that makes you feel good that, you've got some firepower, and we've got lots of firepower.
Yeah. And that's awesome. And Heels, the one thing, like, I know what I signed up for when I played, right? I played a physical game. I got some bangs in the head, this and that. And, I'm fine there. But, like, the thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I talked to Uppy and Loops a lot about this because they're my two best buddies, is the health insurance when we're done playing, right? Yeah, you can keep the NHL health insurance. Yeah, it's $2,000 a month. I just feel like, is there any traction with the alumni to the league about, hey, listen, I mean, I got my own insurance now, but taking care of my body for me. That's all I really ever wanted from the league, or maybe the alumni. Like, help me take care of my bad back and hips. Is there any traction on that?
Yeah, incredible traction. COVID set us back. We had the wheels in motion. And in fact, in the new CBA, there is a subsidy for players that have kept their NHLPA insurance. The problem is it's too damn expensive, and most people don't keep it. 96% of the players don't keep it. Can't afford it, right? Your gig's up, right? It's not that every 2 weeks. You miss that like right away, and so there is some traction on that. Having a medical concierge who can call team doctors, and I had my hip replaced when I was 57. Okay, I didn't need my hip replaced because of bagpiping.
It was because of butterfly and heels, right? It's because of the butterfly.
Stood up for the national anthem, and then that was it. Rest of the game, right? I know where he is.
He's got his tights on.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I understand that. We all understand the game does beat us up. It's a great game. We wouldn't change anything. But there is an effort and language in the CBA to continue to work at providing healthcare for players and their families. And having that subsidy, having a 3-tiered medical approach, having a medical concierge, adding things like a locker room app, a platform that we provided to 200 players. We're getting the bugs out that'll be available to 3,800 players soon. All of these things are in concert with which would be what basketball has, which is healthcare for all of their players. And the league and ourselves, we've made a commitment. We won't stop until we get it. And so we're down the road of
So
trying.
awesome.
We are complicated though, because in Canada, I could have it tomorrow for every
Yeah.
Canadian player. Now, in the U.S., a little more expensive, but we could have it. But then you get into, what about the Czech Republic? And what about Sweden?
Yeah.
I know they're fine. What about Finland? What about Latvia? What about Russia? I can't even begin to think how we
Yeah.
figure that one out.
Yeah.
But we aren't going to stop until we get that, because it's important. We are time bombs. Our bodies are time bombs. And then, you go back and say, you know what? Gosh, I lost a tooth when I was playing with Anaheim back in the day. I'd like to get my teeth fixed now because I didn't get it done because it's just going to come out again. So I'll wait till later. Well, 3 owners and 4 general managers and 18 coaches ago. Well, good luck getting that fixed.
Yeah.
There's no chance. So if we can get ahead of the curve and have that partnership we have with the PA and the league, and all 3 of us work together on it, I think we can accomplish it. And to me, that would be our holy grail, to make sure that every player and their family is taken care of. Because the game, it tears you apart. And we're like time capsules, right? It doesn't happen when you're 43. Well, for some guys it does. All of a sudden you wake up one day at 58 and you're like, okay, let's check the list. I need 2 hips. Okay, there we go. I need my shoulder done. Need my teeth fixed. Which one do you want to start with? It's we understand the toil and tribulation of it, but we also understand that we can fix this. This game is a $5 billion game. We deserve it. It's owed to us. We gave up a lot to build these franchises. A lot of the franchises were built. The Anaheim Ducks, I was an Anaheim Duck for all about 20 minutes. I know Ryan Getzlaf. He built the franchise. Okay. Their Stanley Cup and all the stuff that he's done for a club that was bought out of a stupid damn movie. Really? That's all you got to do is put a movie out. You got a team. All right. Well, so he's deserving of something. I'm not saying it's everything, but these guys deserve something.
Well, thank you for that, because that means a lot, Hills. As an ex-player,
Yeah.
thank you for working for that. Thank you.
Good point. And I just wanted to touch on things are evolving so much in the medical space as we speak, like with longevity stuff. Like Tony Robbins came out with a book talking about, him snowboarding and getting hurt, and them saying he's going to need spine surgery and shoulder surgery, and him putting himself on basically a program with stem cell, which is really expensive now, but there's certain things that guys are going to be able to do leaving the game now that unfortunately, Glenn, your era, you guys left the game and there wasn't these medical advances. So hopefully things continue to evolve where if you did get fucking beat up playing, that there's ways to leave the game and then get on preventative long-term stuff where you're not having to get your back fused, when you're 55 and not swing a golf club. So we hope, for everyone involved that stuff comes. I do want to talk about, you mentioned Europe, and one of my good buddies, Alex Steen, who sits on your board, he has always cared so much about his teammates, his family, even to the point where he would be the first guy you call if you had any questions about anything, whether it was what kind of bottle of wine should I order? I'm at the wine store, or, hey, I'm having trouble, my family and this and that. And he'd always take things, really serious and come back with you with a very thoughtful answer. He loves the alumni. He got me in the NHL, Alumni Association a year ago when he asked if I had participated in it yet. I said no. And so he put me on the emails. But talk about the expansion into Europe. I know him and Douglas Murray are doing some stuff in Sweden. And, there are so many NHL alumni all around the world. So just that expansion of what that's like.
Yeah, well, we have 1,318 NHL alumni that are from Europe. So to put that in perspective, we have 1,200 Americans. And the Americans had a 60-year head start. Oops. Bye. See you later. Goodbye, United States. Here we go. Europe is on its way. And yeah, I mean, it's so changed from like the first Russian that came over and Sergei Pryakin in like the late 80s. I remember playing against him. He was with Calgary. And I thought, wow, what a waste of a ticket. This guy stinks. And then you got the Russian explosion of, Ovechkin and Malkin and Datsuk. Okay, yeah, they're really good players. Okay, it's good to have them in the league. And the perfect humans that are the Swedes. Nick Lidstrom could still play. I'm sorry. We've done a couple events with him, and he's still good enough to play. Just doesn't want to.
Yeah.
So when I look at what we have for problems over here, whether it's coping mechanisms or players that concussions have left them not functionally integrated with their world, it's the same problems as over there. The problem we've always had is we've taken care of our North American guys. And when that plane leaves to go back to Finland and Sweden, see ya, never see you again, good luck. I know there's someone who lives on the street in Finland that I've got to help. And I know there's someone that needs some medical care in Czech Republic that we have to help. And so just because that's the country that you've come from doesn't mean we just write you off because it's so far away. It's no further away than if I was to hop on a plane from Pickering, Ontario, and make my way down to Orange County. It's not that much further away. The one thing I love, and Steiner's a great example, but anytime you have European players and you ask them to come to an event, so let's say North American players, we asked 10, 8 would say yes. Okay, we got to fill in 2 more spots. Go to the Euros. I asked 10, would you like to come to an event? They bring 20. Now I got no room for them.
Yeah.
I recall one of our first meetings in Sweden. We had Salming and I thought I was like part of ABBA, for goodness sakes, right? We had all the great Swedes. And so I got a room, to have a meeting. And it was the best of the best from Sweden. So the room held 25. And I thought, okay, that's, we'll get enough libation for 25. We'll get some food. We had almost triple the number available to fit in the room. And the Winnipeg Jets had to give me their room where they had their meal so we could have a meeting because we didn't have 20. We had way more, triple what we expected. And that's just the way they are. They care. They really want to make a difference. And that's why when I look at our board, the NHL Alumni Board, your board, I mean, it's all those guys. If you're at a police station at 3 a.m, you going to call Mark Messier? Probably. He's on the board. Paul Coffey? Probably. Chris Pronger? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's the board exists of guys that want to make a difference. And Steiner would be exactly cut out of that mold. And that's why the players around the league voted for him to be in that role because they know what he's got. And he's got lots to give.
Yeah. Heels, I want to ask you about Chris Pronger. Prong's meant a lot to me my rookie season. Still a good friend of mine. Been on this podcast a couple times. He came out with a tweet the other day, yesterday, I believe, about 50% of athletes, not only hockey players, athletes are probably broke when they're done playing. The alumni obviously will help with guys when they're done playing, either invest or get jobs and stuff like that. But is that something high on the list for the alumni, obviously?
Yeah. The big thing for us is, you have a very short career. And Bob Goodnow, probably when he took over as a head of the NHLPA, his main focus was, I'm going to make as much money for these guys as I possibly can. And the minute that they're retired, they're on their own. I've done all I can. And for me, I think that journey post-playing is critical. You should enjoy your post-playing career as much as you enjoyed your playing career. The average age of an NHL player today is 23 and a half. So at 24, they're closer to being one of us than a current player. So they retire way earlier. And again, short career, long life. And so that long life, you've got to prepare for it. And you've got to have financial literacy. You can't have a burn rate like we played. If you look at the NHL today, there's about almost 400 players that make less than $1 million. Now, that's a lot of money for anybody who's walking around the streets today. $1 million, that's plenty. With 56% tax, 14% escrow, and 4% of your lucky to your agent, you're walking home with about 24, 25% of your paycheck. Yeah. And so a short career with 24 or 25% of your paycheck, and having a life that really it's a pretty gifted life. You're not playing in. We're not renting a house in Toledo. No, we're not renting a house in Pickering. No, and you know what it costs in Orange County. And so there are guys, and this is not just hockey. It's every sport. Football, it's even higher. You look at basketball players. Again, same thing. We're all faced with these challenges financially because short career, long life, and we've got to manage our burn rate. That being said, I can pick up my phone right now and I can tell you what every NHL player makes. I can tell you what Connor McDavid's worth. That really didn't happen when we started.
Yeah,
no one
true.
really, we didn't have salary disclosure till 92. I just lied to everybody what I made because I was tell them. I would just maybe add on 30% because it looks better.
Yeah.
Now you know what guys are worth. You're a target. You're a marked target because I know you've got 50 mil in the bank.
Yeah.
And it takes a couple bad business ventures, a divorce, and you can start to write the chapters of the book. And all of a sudden you see why guys end up in a spot that they never planned on being in. They didn't script this when they first started. I'm going to spend all my money in my career and then just hang on the last 35 years of my life. No. For some guys, it happens. And Prongs is not wrong. We need to help guys when they're currently playing, right? You look at some of the current players, they don't fly first class on Air Canada. Oh, no. I'm going to rent a jet, my own jet. I couldn't even imagine. The Scottish blood in me goes, why don't you just not rent the jet and that would pay for all your education for your kids for now and forever? Just saying, but it's a different world. And so that world, we have to teach some of the players and their families how to make that short career a really long, enjoyable life.
Yeah. Heels, I want to ask you about the NHLPA, and I don't want to get you in trouble here or anything, but obviously the alumni and the NHLPA go hand in hand, and you bring up escrow and all this stuff. It doesn't really have to do with Don, but in your opinion, what's your feeling on the NHLPA right now? Do you feel like it's a strong union? Do you feel like the players are getting represented properly? Because I think that and the alumni, in my opinion, go hand in hand.
Yeah, once a player, always a player.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no difference. Every one of those players that's playing tonight is going to retire.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Ovechkin tonight's the night. Well, this would be what a day. Getzlaf and Ovechkin on the same day. Although I have Sid's number. I could call him. That'd be a good one too.
Yeah.
Good line right there. Good line. Everybody, once a player, always a player. And we try to work together collaboratively on all of the issues. So if we have a transition program, we don't go on our own island and say, we're smarter than you. We're going to do our own one. We know what they're working on with theirs. And we try to copy and mimic and not be duplicitous, but to try to find a way so that the transition from their program to our program is relatively easy. If there are players that have issues with substance abuse while they're playing the game, then we're ready for them outside of the play of the sport. So we can take care of those issues. So everything we do, from our business side of things to our wellness side of things to our transition side of things, we're locked, stop, we're together on all of that stuff. Whether they're a strong union or not, that's up to them to decide. It's their union. Don Fear works for them. So if they're comfortable with the job that he's done, they're employing him. If they're not, then a change is made. And you guys have been through changes I went through Alan Eagleson. I couldn't wait to get rid of his ass and kick it out on the street, right?
Yeah.
I was one of the few guys who kind of came out of college and went, he's got 42 counts of fraud.
Yeah, let's lead with that.
You're
guy.
like, boys, I'm not the smartest guy here, but I think that's kind of a red flag here, fellas.
It's not a very good school.
Hopefully, yeah.
So, but it's their union. So this is their association. When Ted Lindsay started the association back in the 60s, it was because he had a friend who died in a car. That's where he was living. And he took his underwear off one day, and they didn't wash his underwear. They gave it to a rookie to wear in the afternoon skate. Okay, we've come a long way, right?
Yeah.
And Ted was one of those guys, and he told me many times that he loved the corners. And I said to him one day, Ted, I don't really understand why you love the corners. And he said, well, because when I go in the corners, and I like to go in them, I can tell right away whether I'm going in with a man or a chicken shit. And he said, in your life, Glenn, never be a chicken shit. And I've taken those words, and we, as an alumni, we've gone into many corners, whether it's CBD or areas that people said, oh, you shouldn't go there. You shouldn't talk about financial literacy. Don't talk about that. Well, bullshit. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah,
because we care about our players. So thank you, Ted, for that. And thanks for starting an association and giving me the house I live in today because of the work and the sacrifice he made. It's all about Ted Lindsay and what he wanted to create and build. And he paved the roads. I got to drive on them. Yeah. And I would say it's the exact same for the current players. You know, you got to know where your past is and where you've come from, because those roads you're driving on to make those salaries, someone paved the way for you.
It's all about
honor that and respect it. Honor the past.
Well said. And I want to say thank you to you, Heels. And my last question for me is obviously Uppies. How do I get more involved personally? Because the stuff I asked you about means a lot to me. I appreciate what you guys are doing. So how personally can I get involved a little bit more and help out the alumni? Or what's my next step?
Your next step is to keep doing what you're doing. You're making us proud. You're telling stories, right? And that's what we have is stories after we're all said and done.
Yeah.
But you're no different than any teammate, right? Hear something, see something, say something, right? And that's how we get through. And, you know, when you find a guy who you know is struggling, we're there. We got it. Yeah. But everybody, that's the one thing I'm most proud of. It's the players. They're the ones that have stepped up. And there's been so many different I've received checks from guys. Don't tell them who this came from. Just give it to them when someone's in a little bit of a bad spot. That's heartwarming, you know, and the league as well too. We had a player who was dying and you know, all he wanted was to go to an Ottawa Senators Leaf preseason game with his kids. He'd never been to a game. Like, he played in them, but never been to one. And the league made it happen. See, this is where the family all works together. 2 weeks later, he died. And it was an Ottawa Senators Leaf preseason game. Let me say that again. Ottawa Senators preseason game. Oh boy. That being said, we all have this great family and we take care of one another. So just keep doing you. And trust me, it all comes together for 3,800 of us.
Yeah. Well said, Heels. Do you miss TV? Do you miss commentating? That hair was meant for TV, I tell you.
Oh yes. Yeah. You know what? When I first started with Hockey Night, I had been bought out by the Leafs, and it hit the news. And Hockey Night called right away and said, "Would you like, to jump on board?" I said, "Okay, well, give it a try. But if I suck, I'm walking away. I'm not doing this." And,
Yeah.
I've dodged a lot of pucks in my day. I'm not going to dodge all these insults. So, very first game I did, it was in Edmonton, and with the great Don Whitman. And, the game's about to start, and I, like your headset, I didn't have my can on. I'm looking at the game. Oh, gosh, this is great. I'd never been to a press box, ever. It's my first time in a press box. And Don pushed his mute button, and he looked at me and goes, "All right, stupid, put your headset on." You think Canada can hear you without it? Oh, yeah. So I put it on. And then they used to put up the lines. So here's the lines: Messier, Curry, right? Yeah. So there's my first whistle. Go ahead. The first words on Hockey Night. All right, here's the lines for the Edmonton Oilers, and bang, they were down like that. So that was a waste of time. No one can read those. And don't worry, next whistle, we're going to waste more of your time because they'll put Calgary's lines up. All right. That's not the start you want for Hockey Night in Canada. Because I had more executives calling me and telling me, "Shut that. What are you?" So anyway, they don't put the lines up anymore. So I'm on to something. But it was enjoyable. I got to work with Bob Cole, one of the greatest.
He is the greatest, yeah. He's honestly, the greatest.
There were games that I did, and the whistle would blow, 7 minutes left to go in the game. Let's go down. I did between the benches, And I always did my impression of him in front of him, and he hated that. And he would look at me and go, "Are you doing me?" Yeah, I am. Yeah. So he'd come down to the bench, 7 minutes left, and I'd be, "Bob, take it away. Take it home. I can't be any better than what you've got coming out of those vocal cords."
Oh, he's the best.
And he was, so to get to work with guys like him and Don Whitman and Jim Houston and Chris Cuthbert, and to work with some of the great people behind the scenes and some of the great color people I got to work with, Hockey Night Canada is a brand. It's an institution. It's a tradition. And so not a bad start for a kid from Pickering who lived by a nuclear reactor. And his nickname says, well, it was great for Glen. He only had to put a fence up on 3 sides. The reactor on the other side. But, to get a chance to work with these guys. But, everything comes to an end. And it was time for a new endeavor.
Yeah,
it was
awesome.
Although I did go back and do the Olympics this year for CBC because it was the Olympics. So games that I really didn't care about and players I didn't really know about. So I think I aced it. I don't know.
I messed up a couple names. But
Yeah, don't feel bad. No, I watched a lot of hockey. I didn't know who was playing those Olympics either, Hills. I'm like, who is out there right now?
Yeah,
I didn't even know who's on Team Canada.
We say we only deal with the NHL guys. All the young kids coming up, like until you make it, we'll mess up your name, unfortunately.
Well, we had the one kid from Slovakia who I liked right away. And I started by calling him Skavslavsky, and then Volskovsky. And so, honestly, he was, and the only reason I liked him, I liked the way he skated. He looked a little bit like Yager, but he had braces. And I'm like, braces? You're in the Olympics with braces, and you're from Slovakia? Yeah. I didn't even know there was dentists there.
Yeah.
All your teeth are going to get knocked out anyway.
You got a better dental plan than I do. How'd you get braces over here?
So Slavkovsky was his name. And 17 years old, and was the story of the Olympics.
Yeah.
They won a medal for the first time in their history of their country. They had millions of people show up at the big get-together, and this kid's going to be the real deal. And I can say that I was one of the first to point him out, but I've got to be honest, it was only because he had braces. If I didn't see his braces, I wouldn't even know who he was. But it turned out to be a great story. But that was the greatness of the Olympics. It's great stories. Finland winning their first gold medal. Exciting. 70 years, no gold medal, and they take home gold. So even though I didn't know the names on the back of the sweaters, the names on the front of the sweaters, I knew those and the tradition and how much certain teams hate other teams and the passion you have for that sport. And we know the European players. Stanley Cup or the Olympics. It's kind of jump ball sometimes, right? They'll tell us that it's Stanley Cup, of course, Stanley Cup. And then as soon as they turn their back, it'll be, no, Olympics for sure.
Yeah,
I miss it. I miss the people, but it was time for a new endeavor.
Awesome, Glenn.
Well, Hills, man, honestly, for me and Updog, we appreciate you, everything you're doing for us ex-players. We loved having you on. We'd love to have you on again, and thank you so much for this, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's great. Awesome, guys. Keep up the great work, and I'm tuning in. So.
Uppy, so thanks to Glen Healy and the whole NHL alumni. That was awesome. And then what else is awesome, Ups? I've said this for a while. I think your TikTok game would be through the roof.
Really?
And we're on TikTok here at Missin Curfew. I think if you put
why.
I just think
although
you'd be good
I'm
at TikTok.
I'm on my phone at the golf course, checking through the Instas, maybe reading a couple emails. I don't know if I have the fucking effort to put these TikTok videos together. It seems like a lot of work.
I don't know. Maybe I'm giving you too much of a work. I don't know. I always thought, but our boy Binger's got us hooked up.
Yeah. So we got Missin Curfew TikTok now.
We are on TikTok. This is a big step for us. I never thought we'd be on TikTok.
I actually haven't downloaded it yet still, so I better.
Yeah.
I'm just scared I'll get lost in the TikTok metaverse and I'll be fucking.
No, you can get lost.
I know.
You know who used to get lost? The Beanie would get lost. And she wouldn't even watch TV, but that TikTok.
Yeah,
she's
nuts.
Gone.
Really? Gone.
So careful. We don't need you gone more than you're gone.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to stay.
But check us out on TikTok. Where do you find TikTok, boys? Anywhere or what?
Missin Curfew Pod.
I think you just turn your head and you got TikTok anywhere.
Yeah. Missin Curfew Pod.
Cool.
And then Updog. We got some fucking merchandise.
We got the new Bella hoodies up. The fella hoodies. Get some soft fella hoodies. And then the hats. We got the trucker hats. We got the flex fits.
Hats look good.
The hats look good. All different colors. And then the t-shirts. The t-shirts, different color. Got the different colors. Little stronger fabric. So we're doing a little sale on the Missin Curfew website. $20 a t-shirt. Get those. Fire them up for your teammates, for your kids.
Yeah, and check out our website. Our website's cool. I was checking it out last week. It's got like all the X episodes, our NHL segment, our merchandise, other news.
Donate to the Hayes Fund.
So when you're done at Pornhub, go over to Missin Curfew and check it out there, right? Clear the history afterwards and check out the
Missin Curfew. Cash. Clear the cash.
Updog, thank you to Binger, Maxi, Hall Pass Media. Updog, it's always fun to get in the studio with you, buddy. It's one of the highlights of my week.
Boom, shakalaka.
Masters Week. I'm going home to watch it right now. John Rahm. That was Missin Curfew.
And while the church discouraged any lust that burned within me, yes, my flesh, it was my currency, but I held true. So I drive the taxi, and the traffic distracts me from the strangers in my backseat that remind me of you. But I was late for this, late for that, late for the love of my life. And when I die alone, when I die alone, when I die, I'll be on time. The only gifts from my Lord were birth and death.